Hey guys, let's be right. Let's just check if this is working. There are 2 viewers. Alright, sick. Is everything like alright with it? Because it seems like it's quite a big delay. Social influence is not on delay. We show social influence. Wait, there's only 2. Alright, 7 viewers, sick. We're just going to be going through this Cena stuff. And, one of my viewers recommended it for me. And I'm not really going to be going through the chat too much, so I'm just going to pop out chat and then go over it. So I'm not going to be talking on the chat at all really. But I'm just going to be going through this, and I'm going to go through literally everything. I've already been through conformity and Ash, but yeah. So which type of social influence is not under white people, conformity, Ash's mind study. Okay, so we're going to go over these 2. Normal social influence, that's through Ash's, and then informational, I'd assume, isn't? Oh wait, ambiguous. Okay. Don't listen to me. I didn't even know there was ambiguous social influence was even a thing. Okay. Alright, Zimbardo Stanford prison experiment. It's conducted in social psychologist Philip Zimbardo by his colleague at Stanford University, 1971, demonstrated the power of social roles. Actually, I think I might change it to last minute psychology. Save. Alright, there we go. Social roles, social norms and scripts. A social role and a pattern of behaviour that is expected of a person. It's given our group, didn't do that one, didn't do that. I didn't do any of these in my class, because a lot of the time the teachers do different studies. Okay, yeah, so that's how Zimbardo advertised through the newspaper. 70 men volunteered. I think it was something like $15 per day. I remember when they were taken from their house. They were taken away in police cars to make it more realistic. So several weeks. So it was 2 weeks, meant to be 2 weeks long. Participants assigned their role to play for prisoners who were arrested at their homes. Yeah, that's what I said before. In a mock prison constructed in Stanford University. Good luck with the exam. Sit in my side. Good luck with your revision. Cheers, man. Hope you'll have best of luck with your exams. To surprise the research of both prisoners. To the surprise of the researchers, both prisoners' guards assumed their roles with zeal. In fact, on day 2, some of the prisoners revolted at the guards. In a relatively short time, the guards came to harass the prisoners in an increasingly sadistic manner, though a complete lack of privacy and lack of basic comfort of natural sleeping. Actually, I do remember it was only 1 in 3 prison guards actually acted brutally, and that's an evaluation point saying that he overemphasised the results of the study. Conforming social roles. Prisoners determined again to show signs of severe anxiety and hopelessness, so he began tolerating the guards' abuse. Even Zimbardo found himself acting as if the prison was real, and his role as a prison supervisor was real as well. Yeah, chat. Dale Dibby. Cheers, buddy. Hey, how you doing? After 6 days, the experiment had been ended due to participants' deteriorating behaviour. The power of social roles, norms and scripts. The guards and prisoners enacted their social roles by engaging in behaviour appropriate to the roles. Social norms required guards to be authoritarian and the prisoners to be submissive. When prisoners rebelled, they violated these social norms, which led to uphill. Specific acts engaged by the guards and prisoners derived from scripts. Some prisoners were so immersed in the roles that they showed symptoms of mental breakdown. Yeah, one of them went on a hunger strike, if I remember rightly, and had to be force-fed. According to Zimbardo, none of the participants suffered long-term harm. Yeah, he had to debrief afterwards just in case, then that kind of helped the ethical issues of the study. Stanford prison experiment has some parallels with abuse of prisoners by war and army troops. Oh yeah, Abu Ghraib. That's when the army troops like brutally tortured and took selfies after like abusing and I don't know, like they were waterboarding prisoners and stuff, which is obviously a war crime, and most of them went to prison for photograph documents. Yeah, so they're taking selfies with them. Although Stanford prison was run for several weeks, stopped after 6 days. Conformity Nazi Germany. Nazi soldiers killed around 6 million Jews, thousands of homosexuals, and 200,000 disabled people during the Holocaust. Soldiers probably weren't born murderers, though conforming to such roles have been given. Socially sensitive, I remember, because obviously it could be considered offensive to tell all the Nazi, tell to the Jewish people like, yeah, it's not their fault, they're only conforming. So I mean that's probably quite offensive to them. Informational, social, so ISI underlies when people conform because they believe the group is competent and has the correct answer. Information, particularly when the task is or situation ambiguous. I probably should finish reading. But yeah, if you got any questions, just hit up the stream. Actually, I'll just restore the chat just in case anyone has anything about this. Orlando, 1973, mock psychiatric ward experiment. Orlando, 1973, looked at how people conform to the roles given. I have not done this study before. Alright, we'll give it a shout. Mock psychiatric ward was 51 listed part. The mock patients quickly began acting like normal hospital patients. They conformed to the roles given. Lots of patients showed signs of having withdrawal and depression. Six mock patients attempted to escape the ward. Some mock patients admitted to feeling lost identity. I'd assume if you tried to escape the ward, it's like that must be quite forced then. If you've got another year of exams to do, I'd definitely say it's worth it for premium. If you've only got like today and tomorrow, well, if you've only got like a month left, don't do it because you still have to pay afterwards. So yeah, it depends how committed you are. If 28 quid is worth it to you, don't know. And if you struggle with your revision and stuff, it does actually help. Orlando 19th. What am I gonna see? Rhiannon Clark, what a babe. Swiping up to my story telling me good luck for my psych exam tomorrow. If you haven't subscribed to Rhiannon, you definitely should, but I've only got like 1/40th of her subscriber count, so you probably should already be with her. Orlando 1973, so yeah, similar insight on real patients. Okay, yeah, Dylan, definitely get it. Chat to your parents about it. They should definitely try and fund that. Look to how people conform to roles given to their own experience. Literally having to read it because I can't spell psychiatric. I can hardly say it. I'm not really going to pay too much attention to this part because I've not done this before, and you don't have to. How volunteers recruited for Stanford prison experiment? No, newspaper advert. So it was male, 35 male college students, $15 a day. That's the correct answer. How did a mock patient behave during? See, I don't know any of these because I remember it was for this one. It was it 3? No, I think I have to do it in order. Nice to have you back. I'm still drinking my morning coffee. Oh, cheers, buddy. Love to see the commitment there, Judd. I'm just gonna do check. Yeah, conformed. I didn't know that because I haven't been reading the study. The Stanford prison experiment has some parallels with the abuse of prisoners of war by these. Which prison? Abu Ghraib, Gaharib, can't say it. Features. I remember. Wait, nope. That answer's incorrect. Answer's incorrect. 20. There we go. Wait. What? Yeah, there we go. Las Vegas. Start next session. We're going on to the BBC prison study. That other one I didn't really know because I haven't done it before. So yeah. Richard and Hassan BBC prison study. Set up an experiment like Zimbardo's. I remember they repeated the study and they showed different results. I only know it was an evaluation point and don't really know it that in depth. Guards did not form a group, and yeah, because they couldn't find their identity assigned with their role. Day 1 to 3 or prison that way. Yeah, and the prisoners ended up rebelling. Yeah, there you go. It says here. They potentially failed because of the group tensions. Some ex-prisoners tried to establish a hierarchy. The ethics committee stopped the experiment early because of participants' stress level did not embody or stick to some roles. This implies flexible roles. Continue. The volunteers didn't embody stick to roles. No. Implies something ability of roles. I got no idea what that would be. Flexibility of roles. See, some of the questions they're asking here is they're pretty ambiguous. How did the guards act? Did not form a group. They did not identify it with their assigned role, so that should be the third one. Did not always use the. I got no idea what that would be. Authority, there we go. Evaluation, no deception, protectionism, the ethics committee stopped the experiment, debriefing, counselling offered. Okay, that's good, that's always a positive. And then comes the study, artificial, staged for TV, many participants. Examples on Zimbardo claimed parts of the study were staged and the participants were influenced by the cameras. Lack of empowerment, Zimbardo's guards were prompted to keep order. The guards in this experiment weren't, perhaps to explain their motivation and empowerment. Artificial. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't spell for a second, sorry about that, don't bully me. There were pros and cons to the BBC study. There's no deception, participants and ethics committee could stop the experiment. This is a question I don't understand. Stage TV. Oh, these are just artificial situation means low ecological validity. Stage for TV. Participants act empowerment, Zimbardo and the guards promised to keep the order. Alright, I'm just going to continue because I don't really think I need to. They're not going to ask a question on this. Oh, crap. Ethics. How many volunteers was it? There we go, 15. Client stress and obedience. No, it would be authority. Nope, it's not any of those. I spelled that wrong as well, but we're just going to check. Compliance. Oh, depression levels. One random. Okay, yeah, it doesn't really matter too much. We don't need to go into too much detail for this. Ethics. So that's committee. The committee stopped it. And no deception, which was a. There we go. In BBC prison study, the prisoners formed a strong group identity. The guards formed a weak group identity. Okay. Pros and cons of the study. The pros are no deception, protection. Cons, artificial situation, stage for TV, lack of empowerment. Alright, well, we now know that. Volunteers didn't stick to their assigned. That's assigned, but I'm struggling. There we go. Absolutely dire spelling. I don't know the other guy's name. Richard Haslam set up experiment like Zimbardo. Stanford prison study. They wanted to do Ireland. I don't get this stuff where it's telling me to save in different places. Does not bother me because I'm doing pretty well on most of them, to be fair. It's only getting a few wrong. Alright, start learning. Influence of Milgram's experiment. Milgram study demonstrate phenomena and obedience. Obedience is the change in an individual's behaviour to comply with a demand of an authority figure. People often comply with a request because they're concerned about consequence if they don't comply. Okay, so that's where we talk about the Nazi Germany, where oh yeah, if you guys are watching the stream, feel free to give it a like because that will really help with pushing it to other people. I recommend it, and help some other people. So yeah, that's where they talk about the Nazi Germany and how they to comply with it. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie, if someone had a gun to my head and told you to do something, you probably are gonna do it. Milgram wanted to test validity of defence. Yeah, so this was in court where he was just saying he was just following orders. Milgram study demonstrates phenomena. So that one is obedience. There we go. What was Milgram's experiment with? Trial of the Adolf Milgram's experiment. This is with the 40 male volunteers, and where they had the learner and they had the teacher. They played the role of the teacher, who was a Confederate that played the role of the learner. Whenever the learner got something wrong, they'd get shocked. It went up 15 watts every time. Oh no, sorry, 15 volts every time until it got to 450, which they'd pretend to be dead, or they would have been dead. And there's quite a few variations of it. But I think it was the majority of people did conform and went all the way. So I was just going to tell you here. Yeah, 65% of them continued shock to maximum voltage, where the learner was unresponsive. Then some of the variations are location, proximity, and uniform. So what's this one? Move to an office building. Yeah, that's a location, dropped to 48% from 65. So, oh yeah, I said location. What are the other variations? Location, proximity, so we're in the same room versus over the phone. Exposed down TV. When the teacher and learner hands were touching, the highest shock dropped to 30. I think that's another proximity one. And when they gave him by the phone, dropped to 23%. They also did one on uniform, where the experimenter was doing it with a lab coat, and then versus doing it in just civilian clothes, and that also made a drop. Relationship with humanity and authority. The variation showed that when humanity is being shocked was increased, obedience decreased. Similarity when the authority and experimenter decreased, so did obedience. Yeah, so when the authority of the experimenter, I think that's when they changed the clothes. Method used, 40 male volunteers. Increased in. Oh no, I meant to. Okay, I don't know why I clicked check. I knew it was 15. Ignore that. I do know what's going on. 65. There we go, banging this out. Analyse Milgram's experiment. Also, if you guys want to leave a comment, like, do you prefer these kind of like Senka kind of revision sessions, or do you prefer me just like going through the book and doing questions? Just tell me, because I've set up some time having to do the encoding software for this. The experiment showed that ordinary people are obedient to authority. There are pros and cons of the experiment. strict control of variables. Variables could be controlled because the experiment was done in a laboratory. We should be able to establish cause and effect. Low ecological validity. Participants in an artificial situation. They wouldn't naturally be in the situation of shocking people. This means study has low ecological validity. Can't be generalised into everyday life very easily. Deception. Participants weren't able to give informed consent because they didn't know the real life nature of the study, and they couldn't withdraw. Oh wait, they weren't told they could withdraw. Yeah, Senko. Yeah, I thought more people would like this because I don't see a lot of people actually like doing the thing up here and then the other stuff down here. Lack of protection. Participants were visually stressed during the study. In Milgram's defence, no formal ethical guidelines existed at the time. Yeah, so that's why you couldn't really repeat this experiment the same light anymore, if you know what I mean. Potential low internal validity. People could have guessed whether the shocks were real, and they were just going along with it. Milgram backed up his results by saying participants displayed stress and showed the experiment was genuine, so that's probably quite an easy one to put, where it's just saying low internal validity because they could have guessed it, but then also they showed stress. Alright, cons of Milgram experiment. Potential low internal validity. Wait, what? That's literally right there. Wait, answer is incorrect. What do you mean? Deception, lack of protection, low ecological validity. What? I'm so confused how that works. Alright. Cons. This is another one. Oh wait, no, lack of protection. I mean, they put him in a high stress environment. Maybe if someone actually had a heart condition, high blood pressure, they could have maybe had a heart attack because they potentially thought they just killed someone. So low internal validity. Concept of obedience. Obedience is in charge of an individual's behaviour and comply with a demand by authority figure. People often comply with the request because they're concerned about the consequences they do. How would factors influence obedience? When the researcher gave orders by the phone, obedience decreased over the phone. When the humanity of the person being shocked increased, obedience. Yeah, that's true. When the authority of the experiment increased, obedience decreased. No, when he was more obedience increased. Milgram's 1963 study. Obedience. Demonstrate human obedience participants. Okay, yeah, we already know all this. No one's answered the question. Stanley Milgram is a social psychology professor at Yale who influenced the trial. A Nazi, war criminal. In Reichman's defence, with atrocities just following orders. No. And Milgram 92 wanted to test the validity of his defence. You know what? So you could actually say this has like real life effects. I don't know what that's called. Anyone in the chat know what happens when it's like it affects real life, so affects law. So I guess that would actually be a life or death situation for this the Nazi war criminal. I can't remember what it's called in psychology. I'm gonna ask my teacher tomorrow. Right before the exam, he'll be gassed. Which of these is not a downside in the Milgram study? Okay, deception, position, strict control variables. What are we getting here? 96. That should be like 100%. But you know, we got conned. Agentic state and legitimacy of authority. Milgram studied. Did you always want to choose A-level psychology for a long time? Basically, in year 11, me and my girlfriend were having issues, and I was like, you know what? She was like, oh yeah, we're hardly going to see each other over A-levels because they'd be like so stressed. And I was like, okay, we'll pick one the same. So she was like, I want to do psychology. I was like, alright, I'll do psychology, because I didn't get into economics, and I had to pick another A-level, and I basically chose it, and then we broke up like a month later, or she broke up with me. And I was like, alright, well, I've just like done this A-level, picked this A-level view, cheers for that. I wish I did media or something. Milgram suggested that people can enter an agentic state in which, if they pass responsibility for their actions, answer those giving the orders, more legit. The way the figure is. Okay, actually, this is what someone predicted to come up: the agentic state and legitimacy of authority, because that hasn't come up yet. It's only the authoritarian personality has. That's cool. It's not cool. Milgram suggested it. There he's going, oh, rip. I don't know, you probably won't see this because of the chat delay, but basically, an agentic state is which an individual behaves as an agent rather than a person, so they basically act for the agent, I guess. So allows them to deny any response for their actions and distance themselves from the consequences. This applies to Milgram because they were acting as an agent for the experimenter, because the experimenter said to them, I'm going to take all responsibility off you. So yeah, that's where it's saying here. Milgram suggests that a person can be in two states. Isn't it? Autonomous, when people have control and act according to their own wishes. And when the person obeys the authority figure, they give up some free will to enter the agentic state. True, because they just do what they're told. And yes, exposed to Dan TV, the psychology exam is tomorrow. Research evidence. Family study on obedience. During the debrief, participants admit to feeling under moral strain, but still continue to obey. This is consistent with the agentic state. We also found that researchers were not in the same room. The teachers gave instructions via telephone. Yeah, there we go. This is consistent with the autonomous state. Alright, let me go back. Autonomous state. Give me a second, I've just got to go over this for myself. When people have control. Okay, I take it. I'm not really sure about why this is consistent with autonomous state, but we'll just let that go. Legitimacy of authority, because I've got to get through. I've got to get through 3 more of these. So it looks like I'm probably going to be live streaming till about like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. People who are obedient and accept the power and status of legitimacy of authority figure to give orders. Individuals are more likely to carry out instructions given by such figures. People learn to recognise the authority of individuals such as parents, teachers and police officers through early socialisation. There are social roles within the hierarchy. The higher up the social hierarchy, the more perceived authority. Alright, let's continue. Oh wait, I didn't finish that. Oh wait, there's more. Agentic shift. It's just when they go from autonomous to agentic. Participants in the study start the experiment in the autonomous state, but then shifting. Okay. Milgram said 3 factors may have caused participants to stay in agentic state. Insistency of authority. Experimental participants continue when they display signs of stress. Pressure of location. The study is conducted in university. Participants see the experiment as a legitimate authority. That's why when they moved it to a different place, which was an office building, conformity went down, or obedience went down. And then there was unwillingness to disrupt. Participants might have felt like they can stop the experiment because they've already been paid and they've already started it and they didn't really want to ruin it. What was given up when someone enters agentic state? Free will. Agentic state so it's agentic shift means the individual shifts from the autonomous to agentic state. I'm just saying, watching this is a really good way to shift from your academic revision where you're just writing down to where you can just go along with what I'm doing. What is the term used for when somebody has control and according to their own wishes? Autonomous state. So pretty much autonomous state is with free will, and agentic state is you just basically have to do what you're told because you feel like there's some form of bad thing going to happen. Situational variables of obedience. There are 3 factors that can affect the likelihood of a person being obedient to authority: proximity, location and uniforms. Situational factors. These factors refer to external explanation of obedient behaviour. There are 3 main things about the environment that can make obedience likely. Proximity, location, the power of uniforms. Proximity, how physically close individuals are to the consequences of their actions. It's going to be a long one. I'm just going to wait for it to write out. Alright, being further away from the consequence of the actions leads to great level of obedience. What's going on here? It's just some Ben stuff. Milgram found that when the teacher and the learner were in the same room. Do you ever write notes when you do Senka? Well, since my exam's tomorrow, I'm not going to be doing it. But I've only had Senka for like 1 day, so I will be for paper 2 and 3. Milgram found that when the teacher and learner are in the same room, and the teacher could see the learner's distressed obedience level drop to 40%. Wait. Oh, is that when wait, they're in the teacher and learner in the same room for a thingy? Okay. Well, I'd assume if someone's like out there like, and you keep on zapping him with 450 volts, I'm pretty sure someone would be like, okay, I'm just not going to do it. But obviously, 40% of people still did that, so it's well strange. And the teacher was instructed to take the hand of the learner and place it on a metal plate. Later, receive the shock, obedience dropped to 30%. Oh my god, that's awful. How can people do that? Okay, location. Individual can be seen as authority figure of places, locations. And this is where the variation was the rundown office building. Was it? Yeah. So 62% to 47%. That's not a massive drop though. It's not even 20%. It's like 15. But yeah, basically the more prestigious the location also going to affect it. 3 concurrent viewers. I don't think actually that many people are liking this. And I've had 56 playbacks. Uniforms such as those worn by police officers add further legitimacy to authority. Milgram made sure that the researchers in his study were dressed in a lab coat. Bickman carried out a study where ordinary people were told to pick up litter in New York streets, loan a coin to a stranger, or move it away from a bus. Only 14% of people obeyed. Oh, this is Bickman's one, whereas 48% obeyed guard's uniform. I thought it was... wait. I thought it was different to that. I didn't think it was that low. I thought it was 80% obeyed the guard. I'm going to get on my psychology revision book. I'm pretty sure it was not that low. Let's whip the old boy out. So we're on social influence. Where are you at, Bigman? I'm almost certain it's not that low. %, obeyed the guard uniform compared to 40%. Unless my psychology teacher's lying to me, because I copied down them notes word for fucking word. I think I've been lied to. There were 12 people here at once at one point. Damn. Alright, which location is an individual more likely to obey? Yale University. Situational factors, location. That's one's uniform, and the other one's proximity. Dispositional variables and obedience. Factors involving environment, dispositional factors refer to the aspects. These factors might include a personality. Still go over. Time to Google it. Yeah, definitely. Actually, I'm going to Google that right now. Bickman study results. Get revising. Oh, it's one of them ones where it's like, oh yeah, you can read half of it and it's simply psychology, anything over here. Nope, you're not gonna. I just want the results, man. Stop giving me all that. Stop giving me the procedures. On the tutor for you, you must have it on here. you can see what I've got. Literally nothing's coming up for it, so up yours, research, studies, places. The authoritarian personality is very unlikely this is going to come up actually, but I'm still going to go through it. Propose an idea of authoritarian personality. Stems from childhood, strict households. These people, they have really strict views on gender and race. Adorno introduced the F scale, fascism scale, but all mainly the authoritarian personalities because of a strict childhood, very much. They've an extreme love for authority of people, with people above them, but they look down upon people that are below them on the social hierarchy, or with money as well. It correlates with education levels, provides possible alternative explanation. The F-scale questionnaire is easy. This means participants might be able to have a second guess on the question. Don't remember doing that. Even if I don't even know what that'd be. Even if let's do a causation. Even if a correlate, it'll be correlation then if it's causation. Yeah, yeet. Fascism. How do you spell fascism? Oh, it's right, literally right there. Well, I didn't see that, so don't abuse me. I've literally lost it again. Fascist. Which designed to indicate authoritarian personality. There we go, 2 for 2. Situational variables. There are 3 factors: proximity, location, uniform. Alright, proximity, how physically close they are; location, how official and prestigious the location is deemed to be; and uniform, how the authoritative the person giving order looks. Bickman. Which of these factors is most likely to cause a child to develop an authoritarian personality? Strict parents. If an individual is close to proximity, then the consequence of their actions. Close from proximities. They are. Wait, what is it? Less likely to be obedient in Milgram's study, and obedience levels dropped to 30%. There we go. Bang that one out. Chase. Next session. You haven't won the memory for this topic yet. I don't understand what that means. It's got the lock up there. Well, I mean, I'm new to this Senka thing, so give me a mo. Not all individuals are likely to conform to social influence, resistant social influence. Yeah. At 1:30, I'm going to go to the toilet and take a toilet break. Because I do need to pee. Actually, I'll wait until I finish all of social influence, and then I'll advise everyone else to take a 5-minute break, or 10-minute, whatever. Key features in non-conformity. Let's do it. This is going to have the locus of control. Independence refers to a lack of consistent movement, either towards or away the social experiment. See, we often describe this as doing the right thing. Anti-conformity refers to consistent. So when people in social situations defy attempts to make them conform and obey, it's easier for the individual to resist. The presence of others who dissent creates strong source defiance. A dissenter would be an example of a social support because it would represent another person who makes it easier for other people to also dissent. Wait for this to load up. Nash's line judgment task. The dissenter answered correctly from the start of the study. Conformity levels dropped from 32% to 5.5. Amazing. If the dissenter answered correctly later in the study, conformity levels dropped to 8.5. This shows that social support received earlier is more effective than received later. Research findings of Milgram. In Milgram's study, when 2 Confederates were paired with real-life participants, left saying that they wouldn't continue. Only 10% of participants gave the maximum 450 volt shock. The creation of disobedient group norms puts more pressure on participants to conform. Rotter designed a 13-part questionnaire to measure internal and external locus of control scores range. Oh, I don't remember this. I don't remember the Rotter stuff, but... Oh wait, actually I do, because our teacher made us do it. I know the LOC. Higher locus control is where you believe your destiny is up to you. You have free will, you have control over what you do. Whereas a low means you just like lay back, you go, it is what it is, kind of thing, where you're just like, yeah, it's going to come up here. Internal locus control is the belief that things happen as a result of choice and decisions. External is the belief that things happen because of luck, fate. Yeah, there we go. So you have high internal, low external. That's the differences. Individuals with an internal locus control less likely to conform than those with an external locus control. That's because the people with internal ones believe that they have a more of an influence on what they can do, whereas external, they feel like they don't really have much say over what they do. In Rotter, designed a 13-part questionnaire. Must be high. Yeah, high. If a disobedient group norm is created, which group the participants feel pressure to conform to? Oh wait, no, I read that wrong. If a disobedient group norm is created, which group the participants feel pressure to conform to? Oh, the majority, so. A person's locus of control is used to describe the extent at which they believe they have control of their own life. Spector found that participants with higher external locus of control conform with those in either group higher conform to the situation. So I think it's like someone copied a Milgram style experiment, and I can't remember who it was, but people with the high internal were less likely to conform than the people with the low external. Well, sorry, high external. Participant painful. There's no relationship between locus control and obedience, but the participants who administered the highest dose, those with an internal LOC, were more likely to take responsibility for their actions. Okay, yeah, so they believe that's the reason they did it, because they had a choice and free will, whereas the other people were like, that's destiny. So it's a feeling of personal control may be related to resistance to social influence. Which research investigating? Bang. Which factors makes those with internal control more likely to resist obedience? Quite believing. Wait, which of those with internal? Taking a chance? Oh, suspecting manipulation. I got no idea. Like, some of these questions are so ambiguous. Like, believing we aren't in control, then it should be like believing we are in control. A person's locus of control is the extent which they believe that they're in control of their own lives. We are more likely to conform. So that's obviously X. There we go, external. Found that Japanese people conform more easily than Americans, and also have more external locus of control. This shows a cultural difference in conformity. Oh my god, if something like explain cross-culture variations of conformity comes up, I'm so screwed. Which the following is not a factor affecting conformity. Self-perception, yeah. What's that, 87%? That's not horrendous. It's taking me 6 minutes to do the next one, so that means it should be taking me about 12 minutes. Are you guys still watching and enjoying, or is most people just muting me and following along with what I'm revising? Minority influence. So, well, we've got minority influence and social impact theory. Alright, let's go. This is one of the ones I think are coming up. So if you're going to be revising social change, just all of it hasn't come up yet. Whereas the type of social influence where individuals reject established majority group norms is achieved through a process of conversion, where the majority are gradually won over into the minority. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I really hope cross-culture variation. So, you know, where they did a Ainsworth study in attachment, where it's like the different variations in different countries and cultures. If they do that with like resistance to social influence, I'm so screwed. I don't think they will. I don't think that's a topic. It was just with that last study. It kind of seemed like they might, but I've never seen it before, so I doubt it. Because I've done like something like 100 questions on social influence, something like that. Conversion is, but it doesn't rule it out, I guess. Conversion is the process which a new belief behaviour is concept. Conversion is a type of internalization which happens through ISI. This means minority provide new information, ideas to the majority. Minority influence takes longer to achieve than majority influence, because majority's influence is based on compliance. Except what the the process of minority attitude behaviour beliefs become minority held views called social cryptosomnia. The person. Minority attitude and behaviour beliefs become majority. Okay, so when a minority shifts to majority, it's called social cryptomnesia. Love that. The new belief takes form without a conscious understanding of where it came from the rest of the world. Love that. Oh, we've had 69 playbacks. That's so cool. The stages of social cryptomnesia involve the initial conversion of a small number of people. As the more people change their attitude, change quickens, and changes the snowball effect. Oh, that's what it is. Where it's slowly like one person becomes two person, becomes three person, four person, and it's like. Psh. What is the process which a new behaviour? We just learned that conversion. Social cryptomnesia is weight, which is a minority. Held views, this takes from without. Complete. I don't know what that would be. Conscious understanding of its origin. See, I'm not very good at this. I'm already starting to get a headache. I've literally been staring at a screen all day trying to revise. In fact, I need to get one of them like glasses that Olivia Greenough has, where she does her revision, where it blocks out the UV lights. I'm probably going to struggle to sleep tonight. Minority influence is brought about through the behavioural change, in particular consistency. Alright, after this one, I'm definitely going to talk. I really need to go bed now. For the minority to influence the majority, the minority needs to be consistent or unchanging in both their opinions. Commitment is stronger if the minority have resistant social pressure or abuse because of their viewpoint. Consistency and commitment create doubts and establish norms. This leads to re-examining their own beliefs and behaviour. Flexibility. This is always the one I didn't really understand that much. Consistent minorities that are inflexible or not persuasive. Those who are flexible, they can. I think flexibility means that they're willing to take in other people's opinion. Systematic and superficial processing. I've nearly been going for an hour. If the minority is consistent and committed, there is a greater chance that individuals engage in systematic processing. This is where the minority viewpoint is careful and considered over time. A viewpoint that is instantly dismissed without analysis is said to undergo processing. So I was thinking identification, found that homosexual argument for homosexual rights were less persuasive. The heterosexual majority saw the homosexual minorities being different to them and having personal interest weighing the majority. Systematic processing is where the minority viewpoint is carefully considered. If a viewpoint is immediately dismissed, it's gone. Oh, I have no idea. It wouldn't be cognitive. No, it wouldn't. They probably put it at the start here. Superficial processing, I was not going to get that. Factors involved in minority influence. Factors that can harm whether the minority influence is accepted include consistency, commitment, flexibility, style thinking, identification. So consistency, the minority are unchanging, their views and behaviour are more persuasive. So if they keep on, hitting at it like the environmental activists and vegans were consistently vegan, don't just buy a cheeseburger every now and then. Had to resist pressure and abuse as a result of their views, the majority more likely to be persuaded. Alright, so yeah, if they've had to deal with a load of abuse and they're still going, people will be persuaded more likely. For minority, moderate and reasonable. So I guess that's vegans, where they're like, oh, you don't have to become a vegan, you can become a vegetarian. Just anything to kind of help the environment. Style of thinking, the majority are given a balanced argument and the ability to debate the minority viewpoint. Might be persuaded. So I assume it's like saying, yeah, you can do this, that, and the other to help. You don't always have to go fully in. That's probably the environmental activists. If the majority can identify with the minority, they're more likely to change the viewpoint. Okay, so I assume with with like climate change and stuff, it's like compared to the majority, there's only a minority that are actually doing things, even though the majority probably do actually, can agree and identify. So minority of people that are actually doing stuff could probably influence the majority. I think that's what it means. Social cryptomania is a way in which minority attitudes and behaviours and beliefs can control health views is taken without. Oh, wait, it was literally up here. Conscious. There we go. That's how you beat Senka. What does consistency and commitment lead to? Improvement in the majority thought. Doubt and established norms. Okay, I didn't read the rest of them. I probably should have. I was very confident on that answer. And I do really need to pee now, so yeah. Alright, social change refers to the way society develops via shifts in people's beliefs and attitude. Social change can be both positive, equal rights of women, or negative. So like you got the suffragettes. So majority influence helps maintain social order but can be broken down over time. But most of the time with social change, the minority to influence the majority is like with the suffragettes and that lady who jumped in front of the king's horse or something to get people's attention. I can't remember what race it was, but yeah, she like killed herself to make her point. Social influence change. The minority influence can change social attitude and behaviour over time. This creates a strong, long-lasting conformity. This is a really long one actually. Like this minority influence and social change. Compliance. Maybe public rather than private. Advantages of minority social change. Slow gradual changes from means an idea can be tested and checked, suitable for mainstream society. Society has taken place, good conformity, consolidates and maintains new beliefs. Example, Greenpeace began a small environmental pressure group in the early 1970s. Seen as kind of conventional. I swear some of the Greenpeace people are like really over the top though. It's probably how they get their point across. Get boosted on social media for doing it. This change from the fringe group to majority acceptance took time. It was gradually brought around by convincing the minority who won the majority around the importance of the issues raised. Well, I mean, now it has, like, have you seen all this stuff on, like, yeah, on Instagram, people like, 1 view equals we'll plant 1 tree, and it gets like 6 million views, and I'm like, well, how long is it going to take to plant 6 million trees? And it's probably fake as well, let's be honest. When the minority viewpoint becomes mainstream, a moment of, I remember it saying mass, it was over here. Oh, I've actually got no idea. Anyone in the chat have an idea of what it actually is? A moment of something mass where the majority conform through compliance. I don't know, critical mass. Some of the stuff I've never seen come up before ever in like psychology, even with my teachers. Advantages of social change by minority influence. Ideas can be tested. Gradual. What the hell? Okay, so that goes up there. Non-disruptive. What's the right one? I swear I've tried these all. I'm pretty sure I had. Oh, wait, I didn't have that. Okay, I had to spam it a load of times, but now I know. Which of the following are more likely to change the views of heterosexual majority on homosexual rights identification? Which of the following are more likely to change the views of heterosexual majority? I think it's that. Oh, there we go. Heterosexual. Water Aid started as an environment. It's not Water Aid. It's Greenpeace. Get out of here. Which of the following factors involve minority influence? Consistency. Commitment. Alright, I'm going to dash to the toilet. I'll literally be back in like 2 minutes. Or, well, however long it takes me to be. No, not really. And I'm back. It was a great pee. And I also wished Rhiannon good luck as well with her exams, because, you know, I'm a good guy. And I hope she does do well, she really deserves it. Alright, let's come to the next session. It's weird. Like, the chat's, like, the video on the side still isn't put up. Georgia Page. Well, if you follow me, hopefully I can help you out a little bit. And don't worry, I think everyone feels screwed, but just don't stress. The worst thing you can do, inverted U, the more worried you are about something, the worse you're going to do in it. Alright. Social impact theory. Three main factors causing social impact: strength, numbers, and immediacy. How recent or physically close source pressure is. Number, the size of group applying for pressure. Strength, how powerful the person group is applying the pressure is. Okay, there we go. I don't actually have this in my notes, so very glad I've seen this. minority influence, according to minorities, can cause social impact through a difference in balance to factors to majorities. Minority groups are fewer in numbers than majority groups, but they can still cause social impact if they are strength. Well, that's quite easy since it's right above. Groups are fewer in numbers than majority groups, but they still. Was it strength? It was. No strength. Is it numbers here? So it's either. Immediacy. Oh, so that's minority. I didn't even read that right. And then strengthen. So it's not numbers. It'd be. God, honestly, need to learn how to use this keyboard. See if it was still like 2016, I'd probably dab, but it's a bit weird. Moscovici. Oh, I remember this, where he had the different colours. And then people thought that, oh wait, they're similar. 900 female participants. That's a bit of let me look up here. Differences of minimal. That's a bit of beta bias. If you apply that to men, easy evaluation point. Laboratory experiment. Women split into groups, 6 or 2 confederates per group. It's quite rare that you actually see just an all-female study. Usually it's either men and women or just men. Especially in old psychology where it's like 1950s, 1960s, 1900s. The consistent confederates identified all 36 slides as green. Groups with consistent confederates, 32% of natural participants lost. Identified at least one green slide, 8% of the participants identified slides as green. Groups with inconsistent confederates, around 1% of participants identified slides as green. Control group around 0.25% identified. Alright, I'm just going to grab a paracetamol. Ignore me, like I'm getting a splint headache. What even are these? Ibuprofen. The same thing. Bang out 2 of these. I'm not popping pills on YouTube. Please don't ban me. Might be that I'm dehydrated. I've literally only drunk this 1 bottle today. Usually I drink like 2. I said that yesterday as well. Moscovici is behaviour. Minority groups had more influence when they behave consistently rather than inconsistently. Because participant. Another experiment, participants didn't have to announce the colour aloud, they wrote down the colour. In this experiment, even more participants adopted the minority view. Continue. Well, that's quite easy. Moscovici. So, is that lab? Groups of... I don't remember how many groups it was. So I know one that's control. Inconsistent confederates like different. That's blue. I don't know that other one. I don't know what groups it was. Let's go back, that'll be at the start. 6. Sick. Just went sicko mode. Method. 2 confederates per group. The 3 were conditions. Oh wait, I need to read the top. Carried out variation. Experiment that allowed participants to answer the combination of colours rather than just a single colour. Where the Confederates identified every single slide as green, the Confederate identified dark slides as green, the bright slides as green-blue. inconsistent behaviour. Example, don't occurs randomly. They don't influence the participants. Confederates who identified every slide as green did not influence participants. The Confederates who identified dark blue, greens, and green blue respectively had significant influence. Okay, so pretty much saying that if you're inconsistent, you're not going to influence that many people. Alright, strict consistency. Identifying every side as green was not effective. The Confederates' responses seemed implausible when they could answer with a combination code instead of one. Flexibility, consistency, let's continue. Alright, effects of different conditions. Significant effect, I don't think that's it. Alright. Which of these was not a condition? Confederates have been Confederates random. See, we're banging this out. Oh, I wasn't looking. I knew that. I knew the answer to that, I promise. I was looking at the screen up there, see if anyone was commenting, but no one has. Control group. No, it's neither of those. Around 1% of the time, participants identified the slide as green. 0 Confederates. Is it a number? I don't understand. I've got no idea. Inconsistent. I thought it was numbers. Oh my god. I'm actually an idiot. I need to properly read the question. Now I'm going to get a really bad percentage because I've got 1, 2... Oh, I've got 4 wrong, but... the fact is... I now know it's strength. And see groups with consistent, inconsistent. I don't like they ask the question. It's literally like, oh, what is it? Oh, it's up there. 3 conditions of Neanderthal Confederates randomly. Confederates identified every side. Confederates identified dark sides. There we go. Hang out. F. There we go. 19. Oh my god. I did 60. No, it wasn't 69. It must have been after. 74. Chaotic variation. They allowed participants to answer with a choice. Multiple. I don't even know. Selection. I got no idea what that'd be. Then just single. Combination. What the hell? Multiple should have been. Let's do Indonesia. Go on to the next session. Oh, we're on memory. That MSM multi-store model. I'm pretty good at memory. This is like one of the main ones I've been working on. The multi-store model memory. If working memory comes up, even though it probably won't, it's already come up as a 16 marker, but don't even stress. Memory to go to storage, or open memory has to pass through 3 stages. Sensory register, short-term memory, then long-term memory. These stages were proposed by Atkinson and Schifrin. Their model was actually reductionist, and that's why there was the adaptation of the working memory model. The model for memory is based on the belief that we process memories in the same way that a computer processes information. Memory variables. These are 3 variables that can be used to describe the stores that information passed through: coding, capacity, and duration. Alright, let's continue. Name 3 ways in which memory stores differ through coding, the way information is stored, the amount of information that can be stored, the time of period. That's very basic definitions. Atkinson, Schifrin. So computer. I swear, I don't know if that's approaches with the computer processing model. Anyone here remember that? I'm going to be here a while. Not people leaving. Sensory register. The sensory register is stored constantly getting information from all our senses about the world around us. The information is quickly discarded or transferred into short-term memory. Sensory register store. Active sensory from multi-store models. Stimuli from the environment. Processed through sensory register. Storage and brief storage events. Duration is very brief, up to a couple of seconds. We are consistently bombarded with sensory information. We cannot absorb it all. It has no impact on our lives. What is stored? Sensory information about the sight, sound, smells, and even textures. If we do not view the information as valuable information, we discard it. If we view something as valuable, the information we move into a short-term memory system. Summary duration, very quick, 0.5 seconds. I thought it was 250 milliseconds, but obviously I'm wrong. It's 500. Well, I mean, I think everyone's varies. Capacity large, all sensory experience. Coding specific to each sense. You have echoic and iconic. Pretty sure. One studies the sensory register research the significance of variables. Is the strip discovered a memory phenomenon in 1930. You name a colour more easily if it appears printed in that colour, which is called the Stroop effect. In other words, red will be named more quickly regardless of the colour the word appears in. Okay, that's interesting. Alright, well it's not exactly hard. All information about the world around us is valuable and discarded. What is the memory? It's Stroop effect. What is the multi-store model of memory? The modal mode. There we go. Which is not information. Why is some of these questions so ambiguous? Which of the following are variables? See, I have to do this so I can actually read it. Following variables. Most of them want to identify. Okay, thank you. Doing this in 5 minutes, so you guys are gonna have to watch me eat while I do this. Most of them want memory's been stored. Alright, start the next session. Keeps on doing this, I don't want to do it. Yeah. Short-term memory versus long-term memory. There's temporary storage system that processes incoming sensory information. Short-term memory takes information from sensory memory store. Sometimes connects that memory to something already in the long-term. I just realised they haven't actually, for the multi-store model, they haven't really done much evaluation for it, so I'm definitely going to have to go with that again. So a lot of this is just AO1. Think of short-term memory as the information you have displayed in the computer screen, document exposure per page. Then information short memory goes long to memory when you save it to your hard drive, or it's discarded, you delete document. George Miller found that most people can retain 7 items. Oh yeah, Miller, 7 plus minus 2. Remember that from the spreadsheets thingy. Some factors affect our short-term memory. For example, number recall is being better than letters, and acoustic coding tends to be better than visual coding. Duration 20 seconds, capacity 7 minus 2, primarily acoustic. Following numbers of item. What? Which of the following items would be a normal number of items to retain short-term memory? 7 plus minus 2. Oh, so 5. Okay, there we go. I just had to think about that for a second. Is active. Acoustic. I've got no idea. Temporary. Oh my god, I thought it was beginning with an A. Oh, I'm an idiot. Temporary storage system. I knew that. Long-term memory is like a brain's hard drive, has no limits most of the time. Information can be retained and moved back to short-term memory, but is prompt may be needed. Long-term memory, I think the prompt is like context-dependent memories. Long-term memory is a continuous stage of storage information. Unlike short-term memory, the storage capacity of long-term memory has no limits. In companies, all the things you can't remember that happened more than just a few minutes ago. Alright, sick. 512 gigabytes, wow, that's wow. Sticking to the computer analog of the information in your long-term memory would be like the information of 7 your hard drive. If it isn't there in your desktop, short-term memory, but you can pull the information up when you want it, at least most of the time. Oh, I'm actually so tired. I'm gonna have such an early night tonight. Not all long-term memories are strong memories. Some memories can only be recalled through prompts. For example, you might easily recall a fact. What is the capital of the United States? Or a procedure. How do you ride a bike? But you might struggle to recall the name of the restaurant you had dinner in when you're on holiday in France or somewhere. As a prompt such as that restaurant was named after the owner who you spoke to about shared interest will may help you recall the name of the restaurant. Wow. Unlimited coding primarily semantic memories. We all know this is meaning-based memories. It's unlimited. There we go. Why would they put 100? Wait, or even is that 100,000 lines? That is 100,000 lines. Long-term memory summary. Something or unlimited. Okay, yeah, that's infinity capacity or infinity. Short-term memory is a temporary storage system that processes information from the sensory memory store. What is sometimes necessary for long-term memory to recall prompts and cues, so context-dependent memories. 98%, and that took 4 minutes 47 seconds. Why does it feel like it's taking me about 4 hours to do it? Let's just put this in the chat. He goes. Enjoying these kind of sessions. If I had more followers of like you guys on my Instagram, I'd probably post it on my Instagram, but a little bit embarrassing because not a lot of people actually follow it from here. It's just mainly people I know. Long-term memory can be split into implicit and explicit memories. If you split into further episodic and semantic for explicit procedural. This is where it's like patient. I think it's KF, where he didn't have explicit or procedural, but it had episodic or something like that. It was a bit strange. I'm gonna have to read over that again. Long-term memory divided into two types: explicit and implicit. Understanding different types is important because of a person's age or particular types of brain trauma disorders leave certain types of long-term memory intact or having disastrous consequences than other types. Yeah, you got Clive Waring and stuff like that. Explicit memories that we constantly try to remember and recall. For example, if you're studying for a chemistry exam, the material you're learning will be part of explicit memory. All of this needs to be explicit memory. Sometimes, but not always, in terms of explicit memory and declarative memory. We are used interchangeably. Implicit memories are memories that are not part of our consciousness. They are memories formed from behaviours. Implicit memories also non-declarative. Implicit memories are not part of our. Well, that's quite easy since you're on there. How am I spelling this wrong and it's right above? Memories do we consciously recall? Revision. Yeah, let's go, Jacob. You better be watching this. I've already gone through social influence. Just got memory, attachment, and psychopathology to go. I don't actually remember that. Oh wait, it's not up there anymore. I can't scroll up. Crap. What type of memories do we consciously recall? So it's not implicit, obviously. It's procedural. Nope. Explicit. That's the There we go. It's a type of implicit memory. That's why it wasn't one. You're on, bro. You better be watching this, bro. Procedural memory is okay. There we go. Procedural memory is a type of implicit memory. Stores information about how to do things. Okay, so that's like muscle memory. For example, the memory for skilled actions such as how to swim front crawl. If you're learning how to swim front crawl, you practice strokes, how to move your arms, how to stand on head. Yeah, so all of this procedural memory is just like muscle memory, like how to kick a football. You don't really think about it when you do it. You just kind of, or like how to walk. You learn that as a baby. I hope you do at least. Procedural memory is a form of simplistic memory. How to form that? I don't think it's simplistic. Which fits better? Oh. Intrinsic. Oh. So it's implicit. There we go. So that's the difference. Implicit you don't think about, explicit you do. Good shit. Select the correct statements about procedural memory. Procedural memory has perform actions. Yes, it is. Procedural memory is explicit. We just done that. So procedural memory is implicit. There we go. Procedural memory requires no conscious recall. What type of memory does psychology revision come under? Explicit, because we have to think about it. Wow. Explicit declarative memory is associated with storage of facts and knowledge. Declarative memory has to do with storage of facts and events personally experienced. Explicit declarative memory has two parts: semantic memory and episodic memory. Semantic means having to do with language, knowledge about language. Who is that? Oh. Just Instagram message. More? Just sent me 3 in a row. Who was the first president of the United States? Okay, so yeah, semantic memory, just facts. Wait. Semantic means having to do with language, knowledge about language. Stored in semantic memory is knowledge about words. So explicit memory is stored as semantic. Gucci. Episodic memory is information about events we have personally experienced. Concept. What is it? It's Senka. It's pretty lit. Currently, scientists believe that episodic memory is memories about what's happening in particular places at particular times, that what, where, and when the event. Episodic memory involves recollection of visual imagery as well as the feeling and familiarity. Alright, short-term memory is the memory of words, concepts, and facts. Short-term memory is the wrong word. Oh, I've literally just done this, I'm trying to remember. Is it episodic? No, it's semantic. It goes under there. Well, I mean, I guess it's right. Because episodic memories are semantic. Probably won't get a mark in my exam. And Jacob, mate, you better have liked the stream, because I'll be fuming if you haven't. I can't even check participants. See, I can't even check the participants in the chat as well. So let the statements are true about explicit memory. Does not require conscious recall. There are 2 types. The 2 types, semantic and episodic. There we go, it requires conscious recall. Procedural memory example. Procedural memory is long term recall. Sorry, you learn to ride a bike when you were young. Oh, my dinner's ready. Okay, give me a minute. I just need to finish this. I think it should be the last one. Is a memory of words, concepts, and fantasies. Yeah, that's right. Use semantic memory to answer the following questions. Who was the first prime minister? What is psychology? Oh my god. Bro. Okay. Oh well, I was just about to say it's in the top left corner, but you can't see it. But yeah. Because there's obviously delay. Semantic memory is the memory of words, concepts. It's not fantasies. It must be. Yes, there we go. Memory of words is facts. There we go. Straight facts. Alright, 94%. Do you like candy? Oh my god. I'm gonna put yes. This guy's trolling me. Because you can't see the comments, so I only quickly grab my dinner and I don't want to be awkward while I'm eating. But if you guys want to talk to me about psychology, bail me out. Is it ready?
I was having one. Thank you. It's not nearly as well as the scientific one.
Oh my god, if you like trucks, do you like coffee, do you like cartoons? And I'm not. I'm just curious. I'm a curious clock. Are we taking? We're taking an exam. Well, I'm doing the exam soon, so yeah. Do I like trucks? Yeah, they're kind of cool. Do I like coffee? Yes, I do. Cartoons? Always watched Pokemon as a kid. Do I like pizza? Yes, I do. There you go. Curious done. Curiosity over. What I'm eating for dinner? Shit. Scratch my desk. Well, who sent me a message? Laura Melody, so and so. If you haven't watched Laura before, I think you should. She's a really good YouTuber. She did do loads of study on me's and stuff like that, but I think now she's focusing more on her media stuff because she's not doing GCSEs. Actually, I don't really want to watch you guys eat me. Wait, what did I just say? I don't really want to have you guys watch me eat, so I'm gonna make myself very, 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 very small, so you can enjoy that. Hi. What am I eating for dinner? Gammon, cabbage, not even cabbage, like lettuce, peas and some chips. Yeah, I know, it's a bit, people don't like it really. Just saying, you got to read, if you want to talk to me now, you got to be active in the comments. Yeah, no, I made myself tiny so you don't actually look at me eat, because it's really weird. And don't worry, when I have food in my mouth, I will not be talking, because I was born in England, we have manners. Jacob, what did I do? I just put down as 24/7 college. Actually, I'll do some ASMR. I'll bring my mic here. I like watching people eat. Sorry, bro. Oh, also, I've got Nando's peri peri salt on my chips. I'm looking to do business something. Future Zen, yeah, I said it's a bit weird watching people eat. Well, in my opinion, but what's my opinion doesn't really matter. Right, well, I was just checking my phone because this is a little break, because, you know, I do actually have to eat. 9 views for people watching. I'm going through Senka. It's not an ad or anything, it's just what I'm using. I've had some. That's my dad FYI. I probably should have had ketchup with my chips. Getting really, really dry and spicy. I don't know what one I'm on. I'm just on the psychology course one, Jacob. I think there's more than one though. StudyTube hasn't made it over to Twitch yet, so I would get like 0 people watching me. And also, doing this ups my watch time. My dad is funny. I don't know, I should include him in a vlog sometime. What's that one? Hey, good luck with your revision. Oh, cheers, man. I like your channel. Cheers, Crystal. Oh, that was painful. I'm actually going to be vlogging my entire exam season, so if you guys fancy watching that. Jacob, I might be on the premium one, but just use the free one. Free one's really good as well. Also, I'm just saying, Senka is a bit of a scam. It says it covers every single A-level and GCSE. You go on there, you will not find A-level PE. Cheers, Jacob. I'll get you to record it for me as well, so. I think we're going to have a chance passing. What, like one of them in real life ones? But I'll just study, even once I've done. What do you mean you'd spend loads donating? Just like I'll rip up like my revision resources for £5. I don't know, I might set up a Patreon or something. Because sometimes I don't get paid to do any of this, so I don't even have like ad revenue. Because of how infrequent I upload, but I guess a lot. Is your teacher a girl or boy? My teacher is a man. But we have a teaching assistant, which is a girl. Oh, Alma Rahman. Yeah, you could easily pass your Maths GCSE. I think when I took it, it was only 18 marks over 3 papers to pass. I'd say look at the grade boundaries, add on like 10%, or however much it went up by last year. I hope you can do percentages. Just add on however much it went up by. And Crystal, I don't really like to call my subscribers fans because I don't know, they're not really fans. I do like to talk to them and stuff like that. So I guess like most of them I kind of consider friends. Some of them. Your channel will grow. Have faith. Yeah, I guess I just got to be more frequent than uploading 6 times in a year. Right, what are the odds? Do I have a coffee or don't I? Do I have a coffee or do I have a tea or a green tea? Cast your votes. Yeet. Check. I'm just going to check my messages. So insane. Coffee. Oh, I've already had 2 today. I'm thinking about it. I think when I get into the kitchen. Coffee's bad for you, but it tastes better. No, that is wrong. You can't say that. Coffee does not taste better. Tea tastes better, but I feel better drinking coffee. I'm getting so. Oh wait, just gonna give out a shout out to one of my friends. Studying. They have a studygram, so their thing is STUHD, so it's like dying. I never really noticed that, but yeah, they have a really good studygram. Right, I'm just gonna bang this in the kitchen, then we're gonna be going back to the grind. 99 playback so far. Wow. Alright, I've got something better than a coffee. Can of Foster's? I'm joking, I'm having a J2O. Got a few of these from my nans. Oh, hey Danners, you know, look at what I'm using, bro. Absolute plug. Oh no, I'm mod. Well, I mean, I'm a mod, so I will literally take a J2O over a pint of beer any day. Yes, my G. I did. In the revision podcast, start learning using your ears. Alright, actually, I'm going to stick this in here. Just so I remember to go on this later. $101 playbacks, wow. Yo, Pedersen and Pedersen, my G. Right, duration studies. You'll see, okay, see, there's a massive delay on here. Oh wait, I need to make my face bigger again. Forgot about that. Oh wait, so you didn't even get to see me drinking my JJ. I think that's about right. And also I'm having to dual screen, so. Alright, don't actually like looking at my face, so let's get rid of that. Okay. Wanted to test the theory information was quickly lost from short-term memory. No, you don't have to know the dates. I've got possible. No, I didn't want to go back. Participants had to try and recall random trigrams. I hate this one. Duration of intervals. Participants had to count backwards from a random number in groups 3 and 4. This is the way to stop rehearsing the trigrams in the head. I'm bigger now, yeah. And Dan is, yes, this is actually really helping me. So, he gave me the best recommendation. Participants would recall fewer trigrams as time graph increased. 3 second interval, 6 second interval. Wait, what was the time get? During these interval, wait. Oh, so 3 seconds would be like 3 seconds after, 6 seconds would be like 6 seconds after. Okay. Conclusion, our short-term memory has a limited duration. Can't rehearse information. It's thought that decay and automatic fading of memory that is not rehearsed causes information lost from short-term memory. I thought short-term memory is 18 to 30 seconds. I think it's not that expensive. I think it's like $2.99 a month. And obviously these comments can be really delayed when this comes up because I'm using encoding software to do it and it has a delay. Pros, good control variables because lab setting. Cons, low ecological validity, it's artificial setup. And lacking variety of stimulus, no data whether the stimulus affects the duration short-term memory. Okay. Alright, results from Peterson and Peterson. There we go. What's the rest of them? 6 second interval, 50% correctly, 3, 80%. Live Dash, it actually changes. There's more than one, there's 3 different packages. You've got like a really expensive one, but it's not like you can only buy 1 month. It's one of the things where you've got to buy like 4 months. Like a Morley's a month. Oh my god, Live Dash, you got a Morley's near you. We have one up the road. $2.99. 6 weeks. I think it's like £2 for 6 wings of chips. Jacob, I don't know. Whenever I finish it, because I'm already on. I'm halfway through. Well, I'm not halfway. I'm like a third of the way through memory. I still got attachment psychopathology, so probably looks like I'm gonna be staying up for 9 doing this, and then I'm just gonna be doing off my own little bits. So Peterson. Oh wow. I wanted to test information quick loss from short term. Barracatel studied long-term memory by testing the ability of people to recall names, face, classmates. Morley's Pena. The researchers set up a series, 3 tests, long-term memory, 392 participants. The participants were tested 15, 30 years and 48 years after graduation. 3 tests, 3 recall. They showed that long-term memory is virtually unlimited. Whereas name recognition maintained a higher accuracy. News recognition was a 90% accuracy. Name recognition test 6%. This was even true for large class sizes. Result Continued. Lovely. I like doing the questions. Oh, what have I pressed? Oh, you are. Okay, don't worry about it. Series of... I don't even know what it is. Series of how many tests? 3. Oh my god, I clicked the wrong thing. Paying social influence. I don't know what we were on about. I've already done social influence. You missed it. You're going to have to skip through the stream if you want to see that. So it's 15 years, 30 years, 48 years. I remember that. Conclusions. Overall, through the years, recognition was more accurate than recall. Do the predicted papers. They're really good. What, they have predicted papers on it? I'm going to give that a go after this. Recall, they concluded that information stored to memory difficult to achieve. Forgetting process is very slow compared to other studies which only examine memory in the laboratory setting. Hopefully that's not a virus. What? Google Chrome help. In 1975, yes it was a laboratory experiment conducted over a long period of time. Recall. Oh, tested name recall. I've read that wrong. Observational study. It was a field experiment. Yeah, there we go. Barricade took place over approximately. I don't know how many years it took over. 50 years. Could you imagine doing an experiment for 50 years? Oh my god. So you wouldn't even find out the results, because you obviously have to have a psychology degree and all that kind of stuff to do it. So he's probably like 26, 27 when he started. Maybe even 30. And he's only finding out results when he's like 80. Psychologists are weird, man. Pitts and Peterson, crows could control variables, low ecological validity and lacking stimulus for variety. That's the right one. Use the Series 3 test. Banged out of the park. Play kids bop music in the background, it'll help you study. Bro, I honestly don't believe that. Because name recall is generally more meaningful. People's results cannot be generalised to other forms of memory. So memory, there we go. Most of the time it's classical. Results person. 80. I remember that's 10. Oh, see, with myself, I remember the first one because it's going into long-term memory. Remember the first, that one. Because of the recency. This one I can't remember. Banged it. What was the main strength of Barricade study? Just go up here. Control variables. Oh wait. Oh, the ecological validity. There we go. Because it was it was I can't remember. Don't worry. Sperling. Several experiments for measurement time. It's showing a grid of letters. Actually, I'm going to pull up my own psychology revision so to assist myself in answering these questions. Oh wait, thank you. We're going to smash it. Cheers, Rhiannon. Actually, what a babe. 10 out of 10 worldie she is. I was watching earlier. Oh, the studying person was watching. Probably doesn't appreciate the talk of me talking about random crap. Alright, so what is this? Memory. That's attachment. I'm just saying for everyone who's doing the psychology exam next year, I will be giving away my revision resources to anyone that wants them. But not now, because I can't be assistant and increasing the grade boundaries. Even though my revision is not that close. She then put off my fake optimism. Alright, memory. Alright. I don't know what she's talking about. I'm pretty sure she's like, always. Spurling. Where are you at? Sensory register support. Briefly display grids of 3 rows of letters. Could only recall 4 to 5, but also where there are more letters. Support sensory register aspect of short-term memory. Okay, now I don't need to learn the rest. Alright, that's my boy Finley Harris. That guy's going to get 3 A's. I'm going to do a video on him. How to get 3 A's when you come from a crap school. The hyperlearning revision is quicker. What, than this? I'm going to go for that then after this. But that's probably not going to be for a while because I keep on getting distracted. The grid of participant managed 7 or 8 letters. 4 or 5. Row of recall petition managed 2 letters out of 4. 3 letters out of the 4. Results consistent. Why did spelling choose the letters? Well, I'm going to do both anyway because this doesn't actually go over everything, I'm pretty sure. Some of them will have like more detail or different questions. Why did spelling choose the letters? They're used by previous listeners. They don't. Oh, they're used by previous investigators. Alright, there we go. Jacobs. Are you a donkey or what? Live dash, calm down, mate. I'll get the mods out here. There you go, he called him a donkey. Well, Dan is a mod, so he could probably... Are you George's? Buddy, I can't have that. You're getting put in timeout. You've been put in timeout. Sorry, buddy. I can't deal with this bullying on my on my thing. Okay, Jacob's capacity. Have I got that one here? I don't know. I don't have Jacob's on here. Jacobs studied the capacity of short-term memory, found that short memory had limited capacity. There's a laboratory experiment to recall either. That is a digit search to recall an order of sequence present. String of words. Oh wait, no, sorry, numbers. What am I about? Digits, numbers, whatever. On average, they could recall 9 digits. It was, yeah, no, it should be that. Participants could recall longer string of digits and letters. Yes, that's literally up there. Capacity of short-term memory decreased with age. On average, they could recall 7 letters. Oh, what one is it? It's not that one. Guys, no fighting, please. Don't worry, Dan, is Jacob and Finley are my bros. Oh, I don't actually know what one it would be. Switch the toggles. Oh, wait, I can't even do that. Was that it? Capacity of short-term memory increased with age. Wow. Why did Sperling conduct control tests to measure each individual's ability to recall letters? I don't think it can't be dyslexia. No, wait, it wouldn't be. Baseline for the individual, yeah, that's probably it. Because even if they were dyslexic, they could have had the baseline for them. I got sucked in by that question. Capacity is measured by how much information can be stored in memory. Jacob studied the capacity of short-term memory. Short-term memory had limited capacity. Why have they done so much about Jacobs? Where's Glanza? Primary and recency chunking. Where's that at? Where is... We've already done Miller, but... Baddeley. And we've already done Sperling, but... Yeah. Bro, no one's doing their GCSEs. I don't think, at least. None of them are. They're in my psychology class. Well, no. They're in my psychology year. Final weakness could be... See, I don't want to do this Jacob stuff anymore because I'm... There are only... Oh wait, there's only 10. Pros of woes. Capacity of short-term memory may vary between genders because learning of memory techniques such as... I'm not sure if it's genders. It was genders. Yeah, may increase with age. There we go. Bang that. Recall grid. They can only recall letters out of... I've got no idea. The row. Oh, the row and the grid. So yeah, I haven't got Jacob's studying my book. I've never gone over it before. On average, participants could recall how many digits? Alright, I'm gonna just throw out a guess. There we go. Well, it's still plus minus 7. No, 7 plus minus 2. Results of spelling the recall Grod. Jacob's claiming the capacity of short-term memory is infinite. Finite. Alright, let's go on to the next one. Coding studies. So good at advertising. Badly. Coding support short-term memory is acoustic and long-term memory is semantic. There we go. Go on, Finley, help this man out. Finley got 100% UMS on his history. I already know this study. I know this study. I can do it. Badly concluded information. How? 2 ways of coding. So that's acoustic and that's semantic. Pow. Badly concluded that because acoustic similar words are difficult to recall short-term memory. I know this. Ecological lab setting, high official scenario. Memory encoding and other weakness studies are different forms of long-term memory that weren't examined. Episodic and procedural. Okay, we know that now. Additionally, there is another form of coding, visual coding, which was not tested either. Dependent design studies find the independent weaknesses. First, it's very difficult to control the differences between people in the group, so differences may affect results. Second, independent designs need twice the amount of people compared to other designs, such as repeat design studies. Conducted a field study. There are issues with ecologicity. It's high as people have recall set of words. Dang, George, you need OCDs and Milgram and Emerson. They haven't come up all often. Yeah, I know. I'm just working my way through everything, so I have a holistic understanding of psychology, and then I can just go over the main stuff because the exam's not till 1:30, so I want to try and get the stuff that's going to come up into my short-term memory rather than just bang it out now, because I just need to get everything done, because literally just because they haven't come up doesn't mean they will, because actually if you look at the exams, some of the stuff's come up 2 years in a row, so one of the stuff that came up last year but not the year before could come up again. Delayed by but the experiment had difficulty recalling. Oh wait, was it 20 minutes? There we go, bang that. Were semantic. No, that's not how you spell semantic. Pow. Did not test the following weakness badly. Misclicked. I hate my life. Oh wait, what was it? No, it wasn't. Was it? Oh, what's design was independent? Yeah, so depth and there we go. I just spelled it wrong. What's that? 96%. Keep on getting 96% all of them. Want that over 1.3 million students are using Seneca. Add your other subjects now. I would, but you haven't got my other subject. The working memory model. Here we go. This is where stuff gets serious. Badley and Hitch. The average watch time is 7 minutes on this. That's pretty good. Badley and Hitch, 1974, proposed a multi-component model of memory. Central executive involved in logical loop and visual spatial memory. So visual spatial sketchpad, visual and spatial information, phonological loop, sound central executive controls everything. Then they've also added the episodic buffer, which can transfer information from long-term memory to short-term. Well, short-term memory, long-term memories into the other bits, so that's how you can recall it. So it all kind of works together. Attempts to rectify some of the criticisms, so it's less reductionist, but still incomplete because they don't really talk about the other parts of the MSM. It's just an adaptation on the long-term memory part. I think short-term memory is a working memory, dynamic construct that allows manipulation of it. There's a different proposal that short-term memory is a static structure, just temporary stores of information. Examples of working memory. Working memory is used to perform cognitive functions such as mental arithmetic. Information in long-term memory is accessed and transferred to working model. If a person is asked to count the number of windows in their house, using their memory, the required information used the house would combine current house requirements. Okay, let's bang this out. If the working memory model store, if the working memory store more or less static and the short-term memory stores. What the hell? Is the working memory store more or less static where memory is said to be a dynamic store where information can go back and forth? Yeah, there we go, manipulating, combining new information. It was okay. Information in the central executive isn't clear, so it cannot be seen. Yeah, they don't go into detail about the central executive, and there's also some studies show the central executive as half functional, so patient EVR can perform reasoning tasks but not decision making, so it shows it's reductionist. But also the brain scans show that the visuospatial tasks and phonological tasks light up when doing different areas of the brain light up, supporting separate systems. Okay, what's this? Information in. Long-term memory is transferred. I thought it was long. That's why I put LTM. Information in working memory. There's a lot of stuff for central executive. Central executive is an attentional system. That means that filters of information internals attends to the central executive. Processes information in the central executive collects responses. The CE's unknown capacity can only effectively cope with one strand of information at a time, and attention needs to be divided. For example, when driving and engaging in conversation, central executive decides how research is shared. Badley, 1996, asked participants to generate a list of random numbers while simultaneously switching. I didn't do that study. I'm not going to do that one. I didn't do this one either. Evaluating central executive. Vagueness means, well, there we go. Little is known about the CE at present, and it isn't clear how it works. Vagueness, it can be used to explain a variety of experimental results. Example, if two tasks cannot be performed together, Is it because two components are conflicting or because they exceed central executive capacity? Wow, let's continue. Features of badly 1966 central executive. It's going to be capacity. Which one of the following features directional system? Pow. The phonological loop. The phonological loop decides auditory information consists of the inner ear and inner voice. Auditory information, which in the form of sound, and the order of information, e.g. words that happen before each other. The acoustic nature of the store also means that confusion can occur. Semantically similar words. Two subsystems. Gadley 1986 divided phonological loop into two subsystems: acoustic store and articulating processes. It's well weird that we actually have an inner voice and it kind of like just tells us about it. Following individual known as SC, brain damage affecting the functioning of. See, there's so many like patients where it'd be like patient SC. We have Esling or patient EVR. There's another one, patient HM. HM was someone that could not perform episodic or semantic memories but could perform procedural ones. There, but also with all these case study ones, you can't really like generalize out. Interesting. Yeah, the PET scans is also a really good one. The visual spatial sketchpad and phonological loop are separate places. Badly conducted a case study known as SC, who suffered brain damage affecting the function. Oh, I've got no idea because I didn't actually go through that one. Wait, that's 1995. Where is that? Where is that? I'm trying to find the 1995 study, but I can't. It's a case study of an individual known as SC who suffered brain damage affecting the functioning of the. Oh, so it was the name. I still got it wrong. Alright. I didn't think it was the name. Yeah, that's what was confusing me. Features of phonological loop. Brain. fMRI. It's PET then. Development of phonological loop. It seemed to convey evolutionary. Easy enough. This is because short-term ability to remember vocalizations which help learning more complex. Which of the following components of working memory model was added later than the rest? The episodic buffer mate. Essential evaluation segment. Little. Vagus means variety of. Oh wait, vagueness. I've only been going for 2 hours. Memory is perhaps better understood as a component that controls focus and attention rather than being a memory store. Keeps phonological loop. I've got no idea. I'm gonna have to look on here. So the PL. Oh, it's the articulation. Articulation. Wait, what the hell? I'm gonna have to check. Oh my god. who suffered brain damage affecting function. Nope, it was the PL, mate. Easy enough. Let's go New Zealand again. Start next session. Oh my god, this is actually going to take me forever to do. Visual Spatial Sketchpad VSS is often describes the inner voice. Oh, there's 2 for the working memory model. Alright, I know a lot about it. What type of information? Well, no. It handles spatial and visual information, so I'd assume it'd be non-phonological. It is. Wait, it stores visual and spatial. Information including the relation between the two. The VSS helps people navigate and interact with their physical what? No clue. Environment. Why can't they just actually select a word that means something to what's being revised? Alright, I know about the episodic buffer. No, let's just read through it again. I don't know if you guys want me to put in the comments if you actually want me to read it out loud, because I know a lot of you can just see it and probably find me quite annoying. I'm not gonna lie, I'm just looking at this and it's not doing my hairline justice. It's not that bad. I should probably try and get it so it's like not baiting me out too hard. Use fMRI scans to find degree. Where was the greater oh, why are they gonna... This is not going to be a question that come up. Where was greater activation in the brain for non-combined information? Who studied? Right frontal. Right frontal, wait. Tuning on. There's non-combined. Okay. What was... Oh, I've got no idea again. Limited. So I put small and it wasn't right. If temporary store combined between... Okay, so yeah. VSS stores visual spatial information, including the relation between the two. VSS helps navigate. Okay, yeah. What was the greater activation in the brain for non-combined information? Posterior. Bradley added the episodic buffer in 2000 because the model needed a general source work correctly, combines the central executive, so that's long-term memory. I always do that wrong. The central executive VSS PL. Alright, next session. Explanations for forgetting. Love this. I'm going to make my cup of tea once I finish this as well, because I've already boiled the kettle, so it won't take that long. Because my kettle is absolutely ass. There's no fixing that hairline. Cheers, Dale. If I'm a foul, I'm going to be a stripper of mouth jokes. Yeet. Oh, okay. I'm just going to be a stripper as well. 3 types causing you forget, actually. Oh, I don't know. Interference, that's it. Bang that. Which is not a problem for... Well, that's not exactly hard, is it? Interference, sometimes information is stored in our memory for some reason is inaccessible. This is known as interference. There are 2 types, proactive interference and retroactive interference. Proactive interference, I'm not gonna lie, I've had 128 playbacks, so that's 128 people that have seen Senka and me using it. I'm gonna invoice them a check. well, invoice. I'm going to send them an invoice. £1 per person. 128 quid. Have you ever got a new phone number or moved to a new address, but right after you tell people the old and wrong phone number or address, when New Year starts, do you find accidentally write the previous year? Yeah, I get that, where you write 2018 when it's 2019. There are examples of proactive interference when older information hinders the recall of newly learnt. Retroactive interference happens when information learned more recently hinders the recall of older information. For example, this week you're studying about Freud's psychoanalytic theory. Next week you study about humanistic perspective of Maslow and Rogers, and you have trouble remembering Freud's psychosexual stage of development because you can only remember Maslow's hierarchy of needs. That comes up in business quite a lot, actually. So what the idea is approach retroactive interference. Dusty trim. No, I've just got a dusty hairline. Leave me alone, Finn. The theory is limited because it does not explain how interference occurs. It only explains what we forget. Proactive interference happens when it hinders the recall of newly learned information. Interference happens when some information in our brain, our memory is inaccessible. How's that our brain that came off as memory? Our memory is inaccessible because of our old or new information blocking retrieval. There are two types. Proactive. Definitely. When me and Jacob went library, he was telling me how much he liked my trim. Leave me alone. Pain. I was going to have to sit back really far and then just have that here. I'm just going to sit back really far so you can't abuse me. I'll turn my head down. Short-term, forgetting short-term memory, availability problem. Long-term memory accessibility interference. What type of interference is happening when the new year starts? We keep writing that one. How many birds you pipe on your holiday? 0. Information in it's because it has limited capacity, limited duration and capacity. South Africa, there we go. I didn't even read the other one. Start next session. Q dependent forgetting. Recall is based on accessing information from calling. That's what they do in the. That's why they reinstate the context in a cognitive interview. I think they're going to they're going to pull up the experiment where they learn underground, not underground, underwater, and then above water, or above sea level. Look at this. I wonder what this is. Gordon and Baddeley. See, I can remember some research. I'm not that much of an idiot. Overton asked participants to learn material when either drunk or sober. Recall was found to be more difficult if the state of which learner learned the material differed. When you study support in CDF are lab-based, they don't really represent what happened in the real world. The ability to perform learning skills such as riding a bike isn't affected by state-dependent failure. The effect of Gordon and Baddeley only happened with 3 recall items when participants were asked to identify the correct items from a list. Research found that no context-based effect. This would suggest that Q dependency doesn't explain all forms of forgetting. Recall is dependent on accessing information. What's the rest of it? Retrieval failure can be examined by giving participants a list of words. The success of retrieval queue depends on how overloaded it is. Fewer associated items equals more effective. Oh, I just got a request to follow me. In fact, I'm going to plug my Instagram. George Branch. Cheers, Megan Louise. I'm going to try and get it so it like comes up like he. I'll do that for tomorrow. I'll be doing business tomorrow though. Well, no, actually I'll be doing PE tomorrow. But actually, I can't even live stream PE because they haven't got it on Senka. Beta males that run this website. A person performs worse on a test when drunk if they learn the information when sober. State. There we go. Imagine that's a psychology question. How about that, Jacob? Do you remember that? If you're drunk when you're learning because you're on the booze on the daily. Going to ballet discover that the divers learn to underwater, they record information. Yep, I know that. Okay, I think I'm only going to need one. I'm not sure how much of it's going to come up. There are some criticisms of Q and theory. For example, many studies are lab-based, so don't represent real life. The ability to perform learned skill isn't affected by state-dependent failure. Evaluation of Q-dependent, again. Many of the studies supporting context management. Again, lab, the ability to perform learned skills such as running bike and fit with it. The effect found by gun development only happened with free recall. When participants were asked to identify the correct items from wordless research found no context based. Well, Jacob, I'm glad I didn't bet on that. Oh damn, down to 3 viewers. What have I been doing wrong? When the environment affects. What uni are you going to, G? Oh my god, I've just seen your profile picture. I'm going to Kent probably. You're so wavy. Oh, it's because my bit rate's really low. It'll go back up soon. What was context event forgetting? The environment. Bang that. Later had participants hide his money was. How is that even ethical? We're giving people LSD. Alright, well I hope the quality picks up soon. Sorry about that, guys. Participants were better remembering when they had hidden money. Oh, so it was LSD. It can't be cocaine. It must be marijuana. Yeah, I was about to say. But I'm going Coventry. Damn. I wanted to go to Loughborough, but I'm too much of an idiot to get in. Because they denied me. They were like, "Yo, up yours, George." So, screw the Loughborough gang. Go Kent. Work our way up in rugby and beat their like 15 because they're really good at rugby. They'll probably smash. I think it'd be like a death if we played Loughborough. Eyewitness testimonies, information given by police. Facts such as location, time, event. What's this eyewitness testimony? Witness crime study affects a leading question. I know this. Loftus and Palmer. The car crash one. There's 2 studies at this. One of them isn't for the leading question. The one is how fast do you think cars going in their hit, and the other one is did you see any broken glass? Had hit, they were socially smashed and then contacted. Contacted had the lowest percentage. Smashed had the highest percentage of. Well, when they said smashed, they would have said more. They were travelling faster. But they said contacted, they said slower. Results. There we go. There we go. I know that. So, Loftus and Palmer studied the effects of leading question on Ivan's testimony in 2 experiments. Which did Loftus and Palmer? Are you ready for the business studies on Friday at BTW? Not exactly. Which question did Loftus and Palmer ask the participants after they'd watched the video? how fast you think cars are going. I don't really think I am. I'm going to use Senka for business studies if you wanted to tune in for that. I'll probably do that on Monday night. I'm going to be doing PE revision because that's the closest exam. Then Tuesday I'll do like a few hours of business, and then Thursday evening will be like completely business, but I'm not sure if I'll do a study on me because I really shouldn't be now. Once I finish this, I'm definitely coming off, but alright, I know most about this. Second experiment, Loftus and Palmer, was a laboratory one, but had, it's ecological. That's because like a real car crash, I'm not going to lie, if you see it, like there's a fear factor involved, there's shock, honestly, like fight or flight. Do you run over there, check if they're okay? If you're close to it, like you could nearly have been hit. So many other variables that they didn't really get to go over. And I mean, a lot of people watch like dashcam videos of like in Russia, like Russian dashcam videos where they flip over cars. Which group in Loftus and Palmer 1974 experiment 2 was most likely to say that it's smashed? Safe, bro. I'm gonna go now. See you later. You too, man. Good luck with your exam. Loftus and Zani found that even by changing a single word in the question, actually, collection can be affected. Never heard of Zani. Oh, I didn't see it. I haven't done the broken headlight one. Casualty. Oh, is it actually? I didn't even think it would take that long to go through. I'm going to try and rush this a little bit. 17. Tish was showing a video of a car crash. Did you see, or did you see the broken headlight? It's primary phase. It's nice. Reload doesn't only. So I think the only stuff I know for this is the weapon focus. Man coming in the room was covered in hands, grease and pen. There we go. Did I say that did Finn say Eyewitness testimony? OCD, Zimbardo, Milgram, MSM. Cheers, Finn. Alright, let's bang it out. %. Well, there we know that's an alright. Participants were asked to identify a man from 50 photographs. Group 1, 49% accuracy. There we go. Gun covered in blood, knife covered in blood, pen and grease. Let's go. Two conditions were created. Loftus 19. 9 independent design study in both conditions. It's not independent designs. No, it wasn't that. A discussion. That was it. It was independent design. I just haven't been doing my research methods, so I don't know. Reference 10 to Q. High speeds in Sidwood. Estimated 41. There we go. That's how we bang that shiz. We're trying to keep it PG. What is the main strength of the second experiment? 1974. Highly useful. Why is that a strength? I know it had low ecological validity. It's the only thing I could think of. In Group 1 Loftus, 1979, so they're talking about the headlight study, I'm pretty sure, when it's made come over. Oh no, they're not. Covered in oil. Grease. There we go. What is the main strength of the second experiment? Highly useful. What a stupid question. Loftus and Zani, 1974, 4%. So it wasn't 4%. 7. I know that. Next session, what are we talking? 96%. I'm taking 6 minutes. Cognitive interview, the last one for Memory. No, I don't even think I need to look at that. I think I know it quite well. Change the perspective. Change perspective. Mental reinstatement of context. Change the. I don't know what it says. Change the order of. I don't even know how you'd say that. I know what it is. You change the order of event. Oh, it's events. I didn't see it on my book at all. What do you mean it's not events? Now I actually need to go look at it. Change perspective. Report they're missing one as well. Report everything. Call the events from a different perspective. Recall the events from what is it? What could it be? It's not different. Change the narrative order. Actually, sometimes Senka annoys me. Which of the following is not a method of changing perspective? That's not exactly hard. I still think I know the cognitive interview quite well. Components, so narrative order, recall the events from different chronological order, perspective, recall the event from different thing, context. Which of the following is not a method of changing perspective? Okay. I swear I've just done that. I have just done that. Why have they asked me it again? Enhanced cognitive interview. I know this one well as well. Focused memory technique, mental imagery. Studies of enhanced cognitive interview, which found that superior results in comparison to standard police interview. Found that enhanced cognitive interview placed great emphasis on the use of focused mental imagery, produced more accurate details. Compared to the standard police interview with the MSI, some issues with children. Found that the modified version produced more accurate results with groups of 4 or 5 and 9 to 10 year olds. Wait, change of. I don't remember that bit. Damn. Oh. So it's changed narrative order of the context. Change of. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what this one is. I'm just going to have to check it. Change of perspective. Okay. It's literally there, George. I've got to start reading these more. Components of the original cognitive interview. Change the perspective of the. Oh, this is the one I didn't really get. I'm gonna have to scroll up to look at it because it was the narrative. I didn't see it. Narrative. There we go. We're nearly done. Components of the cognitive interview designed to reduce prior knowledge of expectations and reduce stereotyping, both of which could contaminate interviews, which could contaminate the interviewee's perspective. Oh, I've got no idea what that is. Memory of the event. More trust builds between. There we go. I know it wasn't a short version. The components of the cognitive interview are designed to reduce prior knowledge, expectations to reduce stereotyping, both of which could contaminate memory of the event. Very time consuming, the negative association to identifying I don't know, what word would that be? Difficult to compare the standard police interview because no agreed format. Not effective in associating with identify a criminal. I've got no idea. A suspect and criminal. Let's go to Australia. Was that even Australia? That might have been Austria. Alright, start next session. Attachment. Alright, I'm going to quickly make my tea. Hopefully it's still not... Hopefully the quality is going to improve. Six people still here. Commitment. Do you know what we're doing right now? We're smashing out a big cup of tea. Well, a mug of tea. It's not even a mug. It's pretty big though. Alright, I think I'm going to do attachment on the live stream, and then I'm probably going to come off to do psychopathology. So, sorry about that guys, but I don't know what, I'm taking quite a while when I'm doing it on stream. Or actually I might just, okay, I'm going to minimise it and I'm just going to go through it myself. Because I keep on looking at the chat for some reason. Psychosocial development, psychosocial development, children. Others. Go look at my book for a lot of this. Even though I know I'm not going to have my book with me, but I'd rather go through this than look at all of this because I've narrowed it down quite far. Is a developmental psychologist slightly interview. Aspects of psychosocial development. Infants form healthy. Bad. Good. Strong. I've got no idea. If it's learn to interact. Must be. There we go. I don't know the first one. Bonds. Relationships. Oh. Attachment to caregiver. Attachment to caregiver is categorised by an infant's desire to seek proximity to a particular individual to display distress. Also, everyone that's actually doing psychology right now, I'm going to pull up a resource that is actually amazing, in my opinion. Psych Boost. Just going to bring up this page quickly. Psych Boost, really good. Does videos all on psychology and why I didn't make exam predictions and why you shouldn't. Exam season top 5. I haven't even seen these videos up yet. Oh wait, no, I've watched one of them, but I watched on my other account which I use for revision. But yeah, there's that. He's really good. Attachment is categorised. Seek proximity. Attachment bond is not present at birth. Develops as a response to interactions between child and caregivers, particularly individual. Synchrony. Social releases. Is that it? No, it's not on there. Bodily contact, physical interactions. Oh wait, listen to this. ASMR. Caregiverness, a form of modified local language used by adults. To interact with the infants, which high pitch speed. Compared to mothers who displayed extended physical contact with their babies, and mothers who only contacted with their infants during feeding 3 days after birth. After 1 month, the mothers who displayed greater physical contact found it cuddly, and the babies are making greater eye contact 1 month, the babies who displayed greater physical contact were found to cuddle their babies. Its effects were still evident a year later, suggesting that greater physical contact leads to an attachment bond that is closer. Okay. Synchrony. There we go. Didn't know how to spell that. Methods of communication between care and infant. Reciprocity. Both care and infant produce response from mimicking bodily contact. Type of communication is Isabella et al. Observes infants with secure attachments. I don't know. I didn't do that research. Wow. I'm only using the ones I did. So for stage of attachments, I did Tronic, I did Meltsoff, and Schaefer and Emerson. I didn't do any of these, so that's not really going to be too helpful. Who's Snapchat? Why does it come up as a notification? I've got notifications off, bro. Turn it on. Get out of here. Evaluation of caregiver. I'm not gonna try and learn these new ones because I'm gonna stick with the ones I have. So hopefully some of the ones I've already done come up. I've got no idea. Sign development, psychosocial development as children. Okay. How to find the mothers who displayed extended physical attachment bonds are stronger. I remember that. Preteen attachment. I just found that when preteen girls did brain teasers in public, stressful experience, girls saw that their mothers afterwards had large reduction in stress as measured by cortisol levels in their saliva. Yum. Klaus and Canal, 1976, compared mothers who display. I don't think it would. Yeah, first week. Oh, I don't even know. 4 days? 3 days. Oh, it's literally a guess. No clue. Developmental psychologists. Oh. Stop giving me the same questions. Yeah, see, I wasn't going to do well. How did I get 88%? Schaefer and Emerson, here we go, a study I actually do. pre-attachment phase, indiscriminate attachments, and multiple attachments. Let's go. I don't need to. I know what's going on. So, in which period was the first specific attachment? Okay, period. What was the first specific attachment? Was the did not know that. Right, Sophie Emerson study. Babies reserved their own home. This gave stay high. This either the data was collected by the infant's mother. Bigotry. Observed in their own home. Yeah, they did it in their home. They did it through a. Is it that? Bias. I don't even know what bigotry means. See if anyone's put anything in the chat. Oh, that's well said. Oh wait, yes I have. Is that an ad? Hashtag set out. I ain't doing ads. I think Trump is the real Jesus. Sorry bro, I don't believe in you. I wish I had a ad. I don't do ads. Because I'm an alpha male. Stage of attachment. Asocial. Have I not got this in the book? Honestly. 0 to 6 weeks. Which stage of attachments happen between 6 weeks to 7 months? Indiscriminate attachments. There we go, son. Types of attachment. 7 to 11 months. Wait. 7 to 11 months. Zero to 6 weeks is pre. Wait. No, it's not. It's. No, that's not multiple, so it's specific. Wait. This one's specific. I would have thought this one would be multiple. No clue. Asocial. Oh, come on, George, you got your exam tomorrow. Stop being an idiot. After the primary attachment, how many more attachments have you made? No limit. So there's asocial before the pre-attachment phase, which is 6 weeks. What type of anxiety described the stressed child left alone? Stranger anxiety, because it's stranger. They didn't really go that far into it. They've done they did no evaluation on that. See, they didn't even talk about. Alright, Schaefer and Emerson, issue of population validity. They're all from Glasgow. Sample size, small, only 60 babies. Diaries are subjective. Social desirability bias, demand characteristics and unreliable. High ecological validity because of field experiment. See, I've done it all here. Come on, Senka. Multiple. Not very good at this. As Schaefer concluded, most children are multiple attachment. Which put the importance of these attachment figure is disputed. One particular important attachment figure is the father.
What's your exam tomorrow, first one?
It's like 1:30.
Pardon?
I think it's like 1:30.
1:30?
Yeah. Or 1:45. It's 1 o'clock something. I'll be in college anyway, so aren't I? Multiple attachment often form different people. Purpose, for example, the mother for love and care, but additionally the father for exciting, unpredictable play. Wow. One attachment is often formed to the grandparents, siblings, and grandchildren. Opposing models. Bobby believed that children had one primary attachment. He also believed. See, I always need to check just in case it's someone asking me about a question. Just someone messaging me good luck with psychology. He also believed that other children form. Wait, what's the 2.5 years? Oh my god, why can't I remember this off the top of my head? It's 2.5 years. I've done this today. And then after that, it's too late for the attachment to form. Oh, come on. I'll find it in a second, it'll be on there. All attachment made are equal importance. Can someone in the comments please tell me? Evolutionary, evolution, very advantage, multiple. There we go. For example, through death, there are other carers to take place. Role of the father. Boldly believe that children have one primary attachment. You'll be fine. Cheers, Johnny. You're an actual G. Many researchers have seen father as less of a caregiver and more as a playmate. It's because the men are meant to be the people that go out and get the resources, like from an evolutionary point of view. Like our ancestors, I guess, the mother would stay at home, the man goes out, finds the meat, hunts, all that kind of stuff. And now usually, like if you look at like 1950s, 1960s, men went off to do their jobs and generally women stayed at home. But that's just how society was at the time, so I mean it's not anymore like that, because obviously there's women independence and all that kind of stuff, which is good, because then that means the man can become the primary caregiver in some cases. Mothers have often been seen to show more sensitive responses, but males can also quickly tell the ability taking care of the role as the main caregiver. Type of attachment the father develops with children related to level intimacy he has with his partner. Spunk. Yeah. The issue is, I don't. Fun. Typical fun. Random. I don't know what it is. Players often physical. Oh, there we go. That's like where you throw them up in the air and then yeet them across the room because you don't like them. Primary caregiver. Well, we thought that children have a primary caregiver, which is usually the mother, but the father can also take up the role, quickly developing the physical. I don't know what that would be. Check. Sensitive responsiveness associated with. Honestly, stressing out so much. I don't know about you guys. Stressing like mad. I'm just. Yeah, I know. That's the. I'm not very strong at research methods. Because literally we did a research methods exam. I could pull it out from in there. Got something. I think I got like 2 B's on approaches and biopsych. And I just got like a E on research methods. Actually, no, I got a B on approaches, B on biopsych, and then I got like E/U on research methods. It was disgusting. Applications. There's actually quite a lot about the role of the father. I thought it was just the temporal validity, how the father is now more of a attachment figure than what he was before. Relationship, I hope. Father, I don't know what that is. Attachment, relationship, they're the same. Ding! Pretty much. Attachment, relationship, that's physical. As it also suggests that they can better regulate their emotions. How's your latest 16 markers? AO1, AO3, and then AO2 kind of mixes in. So I'll literally just ejaculate everything I know about AO1, then ejaculate everything I know about AO3. Well, I'd usually do the study, so I'd go what I know about what it is. So if it's like bulby I'll talk about bulby stuff, then I'll go into the studies, like either contradictory or supporting studies, and then I'll evaluate bulby study, then I'll evaluate the support studies. So I'll just be like reductionist, holistic, nature, nurture, all that kind of stuff. And the fathers are approached for interaction by children in a positive emotional state, so seeking through play rather than comfort. I always found that fathers as main caregiver developed sensitive trauma. Found that the fathers are approached for interaction by children in a positive emotional state so are seeking attention, what site are you using? Senka. Don't know what this question is. Stimulation. What, that sounds so weird. Whereas the father assumes more of a playmate, but if the father becomes a main caregiver, develop the fun. Cheers, man. Well, Elizabeth and Dal. Lamb, 1987, found that fathers are approached for interaction by children in a positive emotional state and seeking stimulation through plays rather than comfort. He was also a father of main caregiver develop. Sensitive. There we go. Sensitive. Features of Rotter, model argued attachment combined. His model stated that model argued that attachment combined to help form a child's external. Internal. His model stated that attachments are equal importance. Yes. There we go. Proposed model of multiple attachments. There we go. What the factors affecting the child dynamic? Co-parenting, the degree of attachment. Role, marital, I've got literally no idea. The degree of sensitivity, single parent fathers, maternal. There's actually so much I haven't ever covered before. But this, I think the role of the father hasn't come up yet. Who completed these studies in the role of... So one of them is going to be Rutter. I found infancy. Able to take low levels of stress and infants. I've got no idea. I've never done any of these in my life. Literally, I can show you all I have for the role of the father. I have Grossman, and that's a longitudinal study. Behaviour of quality of attachment in teenage years. Teenage relationships related to attachment to the mum. Quality of the father's play was related to adolescent attachment. Why don't fathers naturally become the caregiver? Nature v nurture. Mother is bonded through carrying the baby through pregnancy. That is all I have on the father thing. Primary caregiver. Bowlby thought that children have a primary caregiver, which is usually the mother. But the father can take his place, developing sensitive responsiveness. Characteristics research found that common in children with absent fathers do worse in tests, exams. They show more, which is usually the mother. Yeah. Adults. They show more. I've literally got no idea. They do worse in school. I said exams. They can take more risks. I wouldn't have known that. More aggressive. I can kind of see that. More apparent in boys. Please don't come up the role of the father, or if you do, just come up a little bit, because I can say in Schaefer and Emerson's study, only 3% attached to the father. Daniel Raz, I don't know if you know this, but there is a delay between what I put by about 30 seconds versus the chat. The correct statements suggested that the fathers can develop a main caregiver skill. There we go. Animal studies of attachment. Cupboard love. Harlow monkey study. Imprinting. Lorenz geese study. That's already come up as a question. I doubt it's going to come up. For Harlow study, it was thought that babies attached according to the nourishment, but the feelings of comfort and contact. I just know it's contact comfort. Mother provides so that the wild mother comfort and so the contact problems. I've got why they. I just security. I would have just said contact comfort. What is the assumption that the medical and scientific communities regarding attachment for our study? Babies attach to whoever they can. Babies attach to those who give them food. Lorenz, imprinting, geese followed him. Prince when an animal attaches to her. What? You're imprinting the first moving thing. There we go. Experimented by subject study. I don't know. Ethical concerns. I don't actually know what ethical. What are the ethical concerns? Conclusion. Yeah, ethical issues. Say that separating gifts from mother, they could cause distress. Oh, I swear back in 1935 they didn't have ethical issues as a thing. Before Harlow study, it was thought that babies came from attached for who have nourishment, but the findings of the study show that contact and security. I remember this time. Security. Oh my god, I spelled so wrong. There we go. Who are messaging me again? What you want? Some people are just doomed to fail. There is a critical period in which imprinting must take place generally. It's not 13 to 16 hours. It's 3 to... Damn, I would have thought it would have been longer. It says it's imprinting. It says it's the first moving thing. Was criticism an experiment by unreliable results laboratory study. Ethical concerns. There we go. Let's go China. Start next session. Explanations of attachment. Honestly, how long have I been streaming for? Must be like 3 hours now. 3 hours exactly. What a good brain I've got there. 209 playbacks. Wow. Alright, start learning. Learning theory. The different explanations as to why attachment develop. Learning theory suggests attachment required to experience through behaviourist approach. Learning theory suggests that attachment happens because the infant associates the caregiver with food, often referred to as cupboard love, because we couldn't keep feet. Two types of learning theory apply, which is development attachment. Classical conditioning happens when a response attachment with the food. Alright, learning theory. Dollard and Miller. Yeah, okay, there we go. Let's just continue. Classical conditioning. Conditioned stimulus. Stimulus response, getting a conditional response. So unconditioned stimulus, unconditioned response, pleasure, conditioned stimulus. Comfort. Wait. Mother. PGC. Caregiver. There we go. That's what I thought. Schaefer and Emerson, 1964, found that 39% of cases the mother was not the primary attachment figure, which goes against the 94. Was not. Oh, implicit. Learning theory. How many exams you got this week? I got 3, buddy. And I got 4 after half term, then 2 the week after. You got PE, business and psychology. Very stressed. Animal study influence. What's that? Bowlby monotropic theory. Attachment survival. Okay, Bowlby's monotropic theory is heavily influenced by animal studies, such as those conducted by Lorenz and Harto. Bowlby applied his finding to animal studies to humans, concluding that emotional bonds have evolutionary functions. According to Bowlby, attachment bonds develop during the response to constant threat from predators, so attachment bond. Through evolution, infants become genetically programmed to behave in particular ways towards their mothers and fathers. Through evolution, infants are developed in 8 species specific behaviours, making them. I have business and psychology. Yeah. See, I wish I didn't have PE. Actually, like, PE is such a hard exam. Like, I'm gonna have to focus mainly from Monday after my psychology exam to Thursday. I'm gonna focus pretty much all of it on PE because it's the big exam. We have like 3 exams and a bit of coursework, and the 2 other exams are 60 marks each, and this one's like 120. Wait, no, it's 90. It's 90 marks. So we have to try and focus on this one more. Infants have played social release at a very early stage. Okay. Monoptrophy. Eating, drinking. That's not a social releaser. Bowlby developed his monotropic. Mono meaning single. The researching animal studies stating that attachment from evolutionary. Schaefer and Bowlby. I can't actually wait for paper 3. That's the one I'm going to do well on. I'm pretty sure that's the one I'm going to kick out the park. Schaefer and Bowlby, 1964, found that in 39% of cases the mother was not the primary attachment figure, which goes against learning theory view because food was not the main focus of attachment. 39% cases. Bowlby. Schaefer, oh my god, how did I read that wrong? I'm such an idiot. Damn. Although elements of Bowlby's theory of research support, there is a number of flaws in its theory. Found multiple attachments to the norm. Rutter also disrupts Bowlby's theory. However, in Hazan and Schaefer, is Hazan and Schaefer even here? The love quiz. Huh. Oh well. Oh, I've got Schaefer and Emerson here as well. That's alright. Infants do have multiple attachments, but they also have one primary attachment figure supports Bowlby's. The continuity hypothesis, the notion there is a consistency between attachment and later relations supported by research evidence. Negative evaluation. Imprinting applies primarily to pre-social animals mobile soon after birth, but humans are they're born very late. So some imprint might not relate to humans. Schaefer and Emerson found that attachment happened with mainly with individuals displaying sensitive responses. This disrupts Bowlby's suggestion that attachment is a form of human imprinting, while what we saw fathers as a minor attachment figure research disputes this. Well, I mean, an easy one to say is temporal validity, because same-sex relationships, 2 fathers, one has to be the primary caregiver. So, and that's basically saying, Bowlby's theory is saying that because of if there is a same-sex relationship, it only can be a mother, the child's mother, that's the main attachment, which obviously doesn't happen. It's a bit reductionist. What did Lamb 1982 discover that disputes Bowlby's theory of monotropy? Was it Lamb who said that? No, I remember someone said that. That was that. I know someone did say that. Sophie Emerson, classics, Lamb. There we go. What did Rutter do? Dispute Bowlby's theory. Discover the infinite range of attachments from individuals. Discovers the formal potential purposes. Alright, let's remember this. Which Bowlby's just that evolution of attachment behaviours involved in complementary system between infants and carers. Although it was mainly between infants and their siblings, it could be seen between fathers and unrelated. It wasn't siblings, mothers. Come on, what is the name of species? It was born. They're born. There we go. That's what we're getting on attachment. 97%, guys. See, if there wasn't such a long piece of lag, I would actually tell you guys to get involved, but it's a bit hard. I need to actually check to see if I actually wished yeah, okay, I've wished everyone good luck. That's good, that's good. Who else has got their exam? See if my 4G would work, because, you know, don't know why my phone never automatically connects to the Wi-Fi. Always got to do it normally. Right, Ainsworth's strange situation. I think I've got this, so I'm not going to read that. Types of attachment. Bowlby considered attachment to be an all or none. Nothing. There we go. So none should have been one of the things. But Ainsworth disagreed with this, suggesting there were types of attachment of three types. Then there was a fourth, type D, introduced because they thought not all kids went into it. So if we get three types of attachment between infants 12 to 18 months old and their primary caregivers. She did this by using her strange situation. I know that. Intelligence. Secure attachment. See, I'm not really that strong in it, so easy enough. Alright, so secure. The most common and healthiest type of attachment happens because their caregivers are sensitive and they're responsive to their needs. Avoidant is the infant is unresponsive to the parent, and this happens because the caregiver is sensitive and inactive to their needs. And then infants show clingy behaviour but reject attempted interaction. This happens because the caregiver is inconsistent with their responsive child. Pow. I didn't do Belsky. With the strange situation, the only ones I did were Hazen and Schaefer and Main and Solomon. Hazen and Schaefer, Main and Solomon. Where, relating attachment types, Hazen and Schaefer and Bowlby's internal working model. Also the Main and Solomon, where they introduced the type D. Where are you at? Wait, which proposed an evolution Bowlby. Belsky. I didn't read it, that's why. I know he did the evolutionary bit. If different patterns of attachment types are found across different cultures, show that attachment types are biological, not innate. No. Learn or taught. Oh, it'd be learned. Well, for something to be learned, it has to be taught. Getting triggered now. If Bowlby is correct, his belief attachment evolved. So we would expect to see the same patterns across different culture groups. No, if it was evolved, that's wrong. Because if it was evolved, we see like like how there's like 6 different kinds of the same bird species, because they live on different parts of the island. They all evolve differently to cope with different parts. What else? Sean Brooks request to follow you. So just because people live in different cultures, they obviously had to have different survivally bits. What a mood. Whenever something comes up, it's wrong! Strange to compare 87 Korean. Malin, come on, you better have. And compared to Korean American families, proportion of insecure types of attachment. So is it securely? 2005, King studied black American infants using experimental methods. They found that infants were taught to be friendly to strangers, ready to explore the room they were in. Okay, I've seen this before. I'm back from my way. Was it good, Finley? Let me know. I know you studied the black American infants and dangerous strange situation experiment method. They found that infants were taught to be friendly to strangers. I know that. Oh, it was not that person. Malin, no, I don't know. Alright, the correct number of insecure resistance equal. If correct, there are as many insecure avoidant as insecure resistant. That's number of insecure resistant and insecure avoidant equal. There we go. If correct, attachment patterns would be the same everywhere. Attachment goes against survival instinct. Attachment exists because of its survival value. Guys, new change. What's going on? Wasn't too bad. Such an idiot. Compared Korean. Okay. I'll just have to do something quickly before I forget. UK tip. Hopefully that loads. Alright, Maine Solomon, Rogov found back. American. There we go. Okay, what's this? Drag. Alright, the strange situation experiment. Oh, this is going to be a bit toughy. Based on the infant's response to caregiving and return attachment. Right, after some time, a stranger enters the room. You know them ones when you... Jacob, don't say something stupid, don't say something stupid, don't say something stupid. Caregiver leaves the room. And caregiver placed in the room with toys. There we go. Some sign, a stranger enters the room. Wait. Based on the infant's response to caregiver. There we go. Poor Jacob. So resistant. Separate the infant, didn't need care. So that's insecure. So it must be secure. What? Resistant attachment? Because that's secure, that must be just so insecure. So okay, it must be avoidant. Ugh. different patterns of attachment types found across different cultures. It would show that attachment types are cognitive, not innate. It's not that. Learned. Types of caregivers linked to the different types of cultures. No clue. Right, something attachment was because of insensitive and alienative from caregivers. I've got no clue. Avoidant, so different types of attachment. I'm actually so screwed. I've still got to go through psychopathology. It's already 9 o'clock. I'm not staying up past 10, so I should have to do it in the morning. Which of these immediate responses to the playroom in the strange situation? Avoidant behaviour. So avoidant, no contact with caregiver. Parent was a secure base for them. No. I should have gone Wakeson. What high school did I attend? I went to Chase, buddy. Alright, disruption of attachment. Act, don't drink. Vodka if you're doing GCSEs, you're too young. Jake, can you shut up? Do me and George now then. I don't get what you mean with him. Disruption effect. So what would that be under? Not maternal deprivation. Oh, it might be effects. No, not effects of. It might be maternal deprivation. There we go. I did that today. I should be quite good at it. Which of the following is not a stage of the PDD? So it's protest, despair, and detachment. So depression. Get out of it. For example, short-term separation, holiday, daycare. Where they've got just death and imprisonment. Long-term deprivation. The 2.5 years critical period. That's it, the critical period. I was asking you guys to help me. I just remembered what it is. So why are they always using Rogers? I've just got, for maternal deprivation, the 44 Thieves. Yeah, that's literally, I've only got the 44 Thieves. Only 6 now. Finley, shut up. See, I must look pretty nuts if there's no comments on the actual video. According to Rogers and Pryor, which of the following the experience leads to children having the lowest judgment rates to behaviour problems? So, it must be more than 2 divorces. Normal term deprivation refers to lengthy or permanent separation of attachment figure. It can happen through divorce, death, imprisonment. It's not a normal term. Oh, wait. I meant to click. I thought it was just one word. Yeah, I'm back. Hey, Dennis. Which fits a bit like normal. Can I believe Robertson? And I've got no idea. I have got no idea who this person is. Robertson. But he doesn't even. Robertson. I bet it's Robson. Yeah, Robertson and Robertson. Sounds like one of them names, which is going to be twice. Formed a story on an infant named John, whose mother went to hospital. John appeared to go through stages of PD. What do I want effects? Years. Potentials of divorce and children. Poor academic attainment. Wow, George, my mum was watching you and me. Oh, hey Joe Harris. Shout out to you. So you stopped all of this stuff happening to Finley because you're a really good mum. Privation. Bulldog Bank study. Privation is a situation where no attachment bond has ever had the opportunity to form. Okay, that wouldn't be under... Oh wait, yeah, it is. Infant never had the attachment at all. Bowlby's maternal deprivation hypothesis. Prolonged deprivation of a young child or maternal care may have grave and far-reaching effects on his character, similar to deprivation of vitamins on infancy. Wow. Dan reported a group of children became known as Bulldog Bank children. There are 6 refugees aged. They better have the 44 thieves in here. If not, I'll be fuming. So there was a lot of like orphan children because of World War II. So that's why I think that's like the time of the 44 thieves. I think I don't know the year of it. I haven't got the year down. What you predicted? The Bulldog Bank 6 study weakens Bowlby's maternal deprivation hypothesis because of all the children made up a lot of progress and recovered their trauma. They eventually went back to... It can't be funny and comedic. Must be helpful and considerate, yeah. What is the name of the situation in which no attachment bond is given? Privation. Privation genie study. Privation happens when children are not given the opportunity to form attachment bonds. This can have a very negative effect on children's development. Case studies provide insight into privation. Alright, I'm just asking someone. This girl is definitely not 18 either. So she's old enough to be like someone's mum. Curtis and Arena both reported on Genie. Okay, so on the retrospective. Genie. Come on, risk exam tomorrow. Good luck, buddy. Got no idea. Recall, memory and recall. What is the name of the girl who started? Oh my god, so you literally, if you spell it wrong, you get it wrong. Privation, I've got this English language tomorrow, doing last minute studying too. We're doing it, buddy. Alright, I just got to join this group quickly because I'm in a group. There we go. Privation is where a child has absolutely no opportunities to develop attachment. Bonds, very bad, negative. 18. I swear it says up here she was 8 at 18. Oh wait, no, she returned to her mother. 13. She could not stand or walk. I don't know what else it'd say. Crawl. It must be walk. She had been to a chair, bed. She had been denied. Human contact. Okay, stand or speak. She'd been beaten, strapped to a potty. What the hell? Well, Ginny did not recover, supporting Bowlby's maternal deprivation hypothesis. The Bulldog Bank children did recover. This may be because Jenny was raised in a group, and the group attachment very important. It's maybe because Jenny was. Oh, well, I was going to say it was not raised, but okay. South Korea, let's go. I'd love to go there. Not North Korea though. Alright, 2 more to go. How long is this taking me? 3.5 hours. 10 viewers at the moment. If you fancy saying hi, you can pass through on the chat. Any questions at all, I'd love to answer them. We'll give it a shot. Effects of institutionalization. What's going on here? So I'm an idiot. I missed out on my bets. Crap. Effects of institutionalization. Alright, negative effects. They have bad relationships with others, inability to form relationships, inability to learn properly, language acquisition. Refers to living in institutions such as hospital or orphanage where children live for prolonged periods of time, often little emotional care is given. Romanian orphans, I think it's already come up. Nicole Siasicu, I don't even know what that is. This is some Romanian banned abortion, therefore many Romanians abandoned their newborn children. This is what is going to happen in America. So then the children, they lack medicine and washroom facilities, subject to sexual and physical abuse. Bedrooms were infested. Rain would come through the roof. At 18 they were kicked to the streets. Now orphans were less sociable, more aggressive, less intelligent and difficult to have relationships. What website is this on? Seneca. Past papers. Sorry, I've got my caps on. Seneca, I'm sending you an invoice. I've just got you another customer. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to continue. I've already spoken about it. K. See, I've only done Hodges and Tizard and Retrieval. I remember the Goldfarb, but I don't think we did it. Social material funny. Like children worse at abstract thinking. I've got no idea. Do you even know who Seneca was? Silencia, no I don't know who that is, Jacob. Compared children of institutions to children in foster care, found that socially isolated children were even worse at abstract thinking, social maturity and rule following the age. 10, 3, there we go. It was 3.5 actually. Oh, Benedict Cucumber Patch. You're so sick. What was the average IQ difference between 10 and 14 year olds? Oh wow, it's up there, so compared to 72, so IQ of 95. Tizard and Hodge. Yes, I've got that. 65 children placed in residential nursery before 4 months, no opportunity to form a close attachment. After 4 months, some were adopted, some went back to mum, some stayed in the nursery. Who's a philosopher? I was big at home. Nice one, Jacob. You are at home, actually. By 16, those who had been adopted had close attachments. Children returning to their mums were less likely to be attached. However, all the children were less likely to have close friends and more likely to be bullies. Findings demonstrate that deprived children can make attachments in later life, refusing Bowlby's idea of critical period of 2.5 years. Oh, I think it's 4 years, not 4 months. Well, let's just read this. 1978. Wait, this is a different study. Mine's 1989. Double check. Wait. I'm googling this. Tizard and Hodges. This is saying 1984. Did I say 1984? It's 1978. All different years. Tizard and Hodge 1978 found that institutional care had negative effects, but adoption could allow for those close attachments. Parents say the results are questionable because they had a high bank rate. Dropout or bank? It must be dropout. Yeah. Evolutions of studies in institutionalization. Deprivation. Didn't use. Random samples. So foster children may have been naturally smart. Another explanation is that lack of stimulation caused these results, not the absence of a mother. Rutter. Have I got Rutter down? Okay, I just quickly leave this group now. Alright, Rutter, 100 Romanian orphans, assessed 4, 6 and 11, then 21 years later. Those adopted before 6 months showed a normal development. Many adopted after 6 months had disinhibited attachment problems with peers. Children exposed to deprivation are more likely to make a full recovery if adopted into a caring environment at an early age. Alright, let's see if there's any evaluation. Well, my mum does, but you know, okay. Procedure. 111. Honestly, Chelsea, when I go back to college, mate, you're going to be getting a stern word, getting all these years wrong. At age 4 years, the Romanian orphans showed great improvements in physical and cognitive development. Orphans stood 46 pounds doing well. In conclusion, negative effects on children can be overcome by sensitive nurturing. As the British adopted children who had been separated from their mothers did not suffer negative developmental outcomes. Okay, is there anything else? Evaluation. Children at that point had been assessed up to the age of 4. Only some children receive detailed clinical investigation, so it's difficult to generalise findings. Because the children were not studied while in the remaining orphanages, it is not possible to state where aspects of probation were most influential. Which group of orphans performed? There we go. Rutter et al. What else do you need to know? Study was longitudinal, so the same subjects were studied over a long period of time. The different groups of orphans were assessed as soon as they arrived in UK. Arrived in. I've got no idea. Where did they arrive in? I've got no idea. Britain. I said UK. Hate my life. Okay. Around retards in cognitive function. I don't actually know the percentage. Must be like 20, I don't know. Most were also control of how many British people was it? 6? Yeah, 6 months for age doing well. Okay, I don't know these. I don't know any of these percentages. I hope I don't need to know them. 50%. Most were also underweight. Draw 52 did not show these defects. Okay. Let's just hope effects of institutionalization does not come up and they don't go, how many British children were adopted? Why were orphanages so overrun? Abortion and contraception was banned. That's what I said. Nicole Savitz something. Oh, 44 Thieves study. I've got this. It was 14 out of 44. It's about mental maths. Of those showing I got no idea for that one. 14. What percentage of have I got it in my book? So it's 44 thieves, 44 normal children. These are affectionate psychopaths. What's the question? Got no idea, mate. 86% had experienced maternal deprivation. Something in Hodges. I swear it was Tizard. Oh, Tizard. Control. I've only got one more to do, guys. We're on the last one, so I don't know. Talk in the chat if you want me to stay up and do psychopathology as well, but you know, you got to say in the chat now. I'm not sure if I want to stay up too late. Bowlby 1951. Monotrophy. Let's go, just bang it out from the theory of. Single. I've literally already got no idea what this one is. Formed his theory 1951. It was monotrophy. Survival. Evolutionary. I got no idea. Stay up, Dylan. Oh, you're in year 10, man. I said monotrophy attachment. Which is this? Wait, which of the following is? I'm gonna have at least 4 people say. How many people watching? 6 people watching. So if 3 people say stay up, I will. Which of the following is not consequentive of strong monotropic attachment in childhood? Dependence on parents. Asocial. Bowlby 1951 internal working model of attachment. Bowlby formed his theory of monotropic attachment. Internal working model. Internal working model is a schema for future relationships. Bowlby. Attachment of schemas. Yeah, that's it. The schema is the internal working model. Internal working model is created in form of the first monotropic attachment, but the causal working model is not solidified during this time. Attachment. Secure. Internal working model can give 3 different attachment scenarios. Secure attachment, insecure avoidant, secure resistant attachment. That's to do with Ainsworth. Should continue. (1951). Bowlby, why did I try and say badly? Examines how attachment are formed during infancy. Insecure avoidant. Alright, so I'm going to just read through these. If the bond is weak between the child and primary caregiver, then difficult maintaining intimate relationships. Actually, I'm just going to remember this from the Ainsworth study because I don't think it's actually going to come up. Critical period for attachment. First 3 years. 2.5 years. It's 30 months. Broken attachment. This guy looks like his girlfriend just broke up with him. They may have had trouble forming attachment. It could also happen. Caregiver dies. Maternal deprivation hypothesis. Maternal deprivation hypothesis states that if a child is deprived of caregiver, critical period, attachment is disrupted. There could be long-term physical and social, emotional, and intellectual effects. The maternal deprivation hypothesis states that if a child is deprived of a caregiver in the first critical period, the attachment is disrupted. There could be a long-term physical, social, emotional, and intellectual effect. The child does not develop what? Internal working model. Attachment. There we go. They may have social and emotional difficulty in either emotional forming and maintaining. Can't be attachments twice. Maintaining friendship. What could that be? Relationships. Friendships, relationships, same. Dang! Well, I guess maybe not. If you have a relationship, I think it's more intimate. Hazen and Schaefer. What is that? Early attachment, Hazen and Schaefer, Hazen and Schaefer. I definitely have these in here. Hazen and Schaefer, 620 responses to the love quiz asking about attachment experiences, history and attitudes towards love. Found a positive correlation between attachment type plus correct experiences. I think the love quiz was something in the newspaper, wasn't it? Found a casual relationship between childhood experience and attachment. Found a casual relationship between the childhood experience of attachment and the current opinions of romantic love out of 620 responses. 1977. A common relation. Flex for good luck. That is probably the strangest thing I've ever received in my life. Thingy wise. What do you mean flex? Should I be like, got my J2O Ciroc boys? Was that a flex? Love quiz. That provided evidence for an internal working model. Bobby. In humans, attachment must happen within which time frame? Else 3 months, 3 years. It's not 3 years. It's 2.5. We have a something. We have a critical period. Oh, I've got no idea what that one is. To form attachment, we have a something evolutionary, biological. Oh well, at least so evolutionary must have been a thing in the mark scheme. It's like, yo, we take that. Form to our care that's been embedded in our genetics through the process of natural selection. Charles Darwin's survival of the fittest. The internal working model was created when infant. Oh, who's the other guy? It was something else, and he said that, like, if a giraffe stretched his neck really far, his child would have a longer neck. Like, it was something weird like that. I can't remember what his name was though. Lamarck, I think it was at least Lamarck. Yeah, it is Lamarck theory of evolution. What did I say? I remember my GCSE biology. Internal working model was created when infant forms the first monotropic attachment to their parent caregiver. It will change over time as the infant develops. Why is this in here? Internal working model was created when There's new relationships. I knew that Oedipus and Lech complex shit is not part of this. It's approaches. When there are two main weaknesses of the study of Hazen and Schaefer. Schaefer, volunteer sample self-report method. Mexico. Alright, before I go into the next session, I'm going to have to ask you guys, like, do you want me to carry on doing this, or do you want me to, like, am I done? Because it's 9:30, and I probably won't finish the other one until about 10:20. So, let me know. There's 11 concurrent viewers at the moment. Let me know if you want me to keep going. 10 concurrent viewers. Don't stress. So I need 5 people. So hit me up, let me know. Yeah, just saying, it's going to look weird now because you guys are going to have to wait for me to... I'll put in the comments the results because obviously there's a delay. Okay, I'm not doing any of the work anymore on there, so I assume just none of you want me to carry on. Yeah, it's gone down. It's about 3 concurrent views. I'm just going to write in the chat. You got it. I should have just put it in the chat the first time. Alright, if not, I'm going to come off. Because there's no point in me stressing myself out if I'm not really helping anyone. Alright guys, I'm coming off then. Since no one wants me to keep going, I wish everyone the best of luck in their studies and their revision before the exam. I will make a post on my YouTube, like good luck to everyone and all that kind of stuff, and also I'm going to be recording my exam season, so make sure you tune in for that because that will be going up next Monday hopefully. Also at some point along there, because well the first week will be going up, then I'll be doing a week of revision. And I'll probably be doing more live streams like this, see everyone's even on the concurrent viewers. Alright, see you boys later. Yeah, so make sure you check in for that. I'll talk to you guys later, and I'll see you in the next live stream. So, yeah, last of all, good luck with your exams. Follow me on Instagram, George _branch.